following program is presented by the Jericho Network in association with Podcast One.
It's not the best one. It's not the great one. You're speaking with the juiciest one.
Yo, wait a second, man. Chill. What are you doing, man? This is Thanksgiving. Righto, you gotta say grace before you eat. Down. So let's all just bow our heads. Come on. For this moment of blessing. And toss Tori Wilson's salad and hope there's no dressing. We can eat her breasts and thighs. When I get her alone, I spoon feed her white meat and hope she chokes on a bone. I brought banana cream, Dawn. You want to give it a try? For dessert, I'm getting some of that Dawn Marie pie. Shaniqua, why you sitting with them bastions at all? You got a plate full of sausage. He's choking on a ball. Let me give you some advice. Cut these losers loose. Let me put some white sprinkles on your chocolate mousse. You may be Native American, but I'm pitching a teepee. You make me stand up and want to smack my freaking TV. You can make it real steamy, just like a pressure cooker. And after you're done with me, you hit the gobbledygooker. Y'all gonna feast on this pie, but wait a minute while I check it. Because I get my pie first, everybody else is second. Amen.
I got everybody seeing at my house next year for Thanksgiving. It's a hell of a speech.
Hello, greetings and well wishes to all my friends here in Fort Lauderdale. Hello. Now, as you know, my friends, we are coming upon a festive holiday that you call Thanksgiving. And being an ambassador of goodwill, I am here to tell you
wait a minute.
I am here to tell you that Thanksgiving represents everything that is wrong with your country. Firstly, Thanksgiving started when several pilgrims, who were kicked out of England, by the way, came to this country, broke bread with the Native American fellows, slaughtered some turkeys, and they all had a merry old time.
Hey, a history lesson.
And today, this is why you give thanks to your fellow man and think that everything in the world is peaceful and harmonious. Well, that, my friends, is a load of bloody rubbish.
Oh, what? A load of rubbish?
And then we come to the Thanksgiving meal. Don't even get me started about that, because there's so many things wrong with it. It's shocking. But I will let you know exactly what you need to do to correct this.
Oh, great, good.
You won't miss any out, don't worry.
I was hoping.
Firstly, after you have finished the meal, you do not unbutton your trousers and sit at the table. It is ghastly, not to mention very ill-mannered.
Do you do that, King? Ghastly. You did that today.
Secondly, after your meal, if you must admit a belch, please put your hands to your mouth. This should go without bloody saying.
A belch? A burp.
Thirdly, listen, I'm only trying to help. If you smell...
Wait a minute! It's the Rock King! A tremendous ovation! The Rock's back home in Fort Lauderdale! What a reaction from this crowd! Yeah, that's great. The Rock's here, but what does the Rock know about etiquette? I'm sure the Rock knows a lot about etiquette. He's polite. Well, sometimes. Do you belch, Michael? Sometimes. But I do put my hand over my mouth. The Brahma Bull, and look at the look on the face of William Regal. I think he's in shock, King, that The Rock would dare interrupt this goodwill ambassador. I'm a little shocked myself. Listen to the crowd in Fort Lauderdale. They love The Rock here in his home state, don't they? Oh, they love The Rock everywhere.
Finally, The Rock has come back! Home.
He's back home! How about The Rock can get this whole election mess straightened out, you think?
This is where The Rock's from, King, South Florida, and listen to the hometown crowd.
You see, William Regal, if you think that The Rock has come out here to disagree with your little Thanksgiving message, you're wrong.
What?
Quite frankly, The Rock agrees with everything you've said.
Huh?
You see, first and foremost, Thanksgiving is a damn fine holiday.
I don't think that's what Regal said.
Secondly, after you eat the meal, there's nothing wrong with unbuttoning your pants.
Mr. Regal said that's ghastly.
And thirdly, you are no more than a suit-wearing, bug-eyed, cockamamie punk ass!
Whoa! Wait a minute! Oh my gosh!
Happy Thanksgiving, Mr. Regal.
Now you listen to me, sunshine. I don't like you coming out here and besmirching my words.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Let The Rock understand this. Besmirched. You use this word besmirched. William, are you feeling besmirched?
Well, quite honestly, yes, I...
It doesn't matter if you're feeling besmirched.
That was good manners.
Let The Rock set you straight on just a couple of things. You see, the Pilgrims weren't kicked out of England. They left England. They left England, they came over to America, and they landed on a place called Plymouth Rock.
Plymouth Rock!
It's going to be you and The Rock. You going one-on-one with the great one. And The Rock says this: after our match, we're going to have ourselves a very nice Thanksgiving meal.
A meal after the match?
The Rock is going to take a turkey.
Oh, no. Not a turkey.
The Rock is going to eat the breast, eat the wing, eat the thigh. But The Rock is going to save you the drumstick.
That was generous. This is not going to be pretty.
Then The Rock is going to take that drumstick. He's going to wash it off so it's nice and clean.
Oh, no.
He's going to put some of that English Worcestershire sauce that you like to eat.
Worcestershire sauce.
And then, in an act of American goodwill, The Rock is going to bend you over, turn it sideways, and stick it straight up your candy.
He's been double besmirched.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Orgullosamente latino hasta la muerte y después. Worldwide Latino pride, the ambassadors of violence. LAX, K-Dog, the notorious 187 homicide.
What up, though? It's your boy KG, Kevin Gill, behind the boards, welcoming you to Keepin' It 100 with Konnan. Maintaining and flying extra high on Iranian tobacco as the flagship show on the almighty Jericho Network on Podcast One. This week's episode marks the return of the juicy one, Juventud Guerrera. We break it down on Goldberg and the Survivor Series. We welcome the man who knows more about wrestling than everyone else put together. I'm talking about Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer. And our homie, the Hurricane Shane Helms, returns for all of us to review the premiere episode of Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling, the Mass Republic Minute, and a whole lot more. But without any further ado, let's throw it on over to the master of the verbal gems. It's Konnan.
Boom. We're back with Keeping It 100 with Konnan, my boy KG, my boy DI. And first, right off the bat, man, I just want to say a couple shout-outs real quick to the BO Chat 1 chat group on Facebook, Pat Settles from Corona Killer California for using that Amazon Killer Deals button to make purchases. Also, I support indie wrestling over here in San Diego. So shouts out to Gus from FCW. I went to and also Ruben from Viva La Lucha. I went to this indie show. It's called OVW. And I always love going there and seeing them do like indie-rific shit that, that you're going to see in every indie show because of the budget and all that. But one thing that cracked me up, this guy went up there and he was like called the vegan Superman or something like that, right? So he yells out to the crowd, "I'm a vegan." And somebody in the crowd goes, "Eat my meat." How tremendous is that? And then, of course, being, an indie show, I think they've been around 3 years and they had a Hall of Fame ceremony. So that super popped me too. I also want to invite everybody out. If you're going to be out here, especially now that it's the holidays, a lot of people are going to be visiting Tijuana, from all over. So November 26th in el Auditorio de Tijuana, Fausto Gutierrez, it's going to be lit as F, our 5th year anniversary, the Crash Promotions. You're going to see like a whole new young group of guys that are killing it. I had that first group of guys I worked with closely from AAA in the mid-90s, all those guys you saw in WCW. Then in like 2005, I started another group with like Pentagon, Phoenix, Jack Evans, Sexy Star, Angelico, all that group. Now the third group is here, and some people you might have already heard of, but they're going to be there. Flamita, Keita, who's probably going to be the next great female wrestler coming out of Mexico. There's a kid in the first match called Arcángel Divino, who is incredible, bro. So we're also going to have Willie Mack, Mascarita Dorada, who's the one that was Torito in WWE with his base called Demos. And I guarantee you they are going to kill it. They're not just good, they're incredible. Tauro, who just left AAA. We got a surprise wrestler coming from either AAA or CMLL. Sexy Star, Bestia 666, Damian Sun, Teddy Hart and Mr. Money, Jeff Cobb, Psychosis wearing his retro gear, Ray Phoenix, Jeff Hardy, and Rey Mysterio in his retro gear. So come check this out on Saturday. Boom.
Damn, Jeff Hardy and Rey Mysterio headlining the Crash 5th anniversary show. That's madness.
Who's the booker?
Can you give me his number?
Yeah, who's the booker? You're booking the show, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I will review I would like to review when the show is over. We're going to talk about it.
What if we have Vince Russo and us review it?
Well, I'm just saying. Well, next week. Well, I would like to review this show.
No problem.
No problem.
Also, please keep sending juicy relationship questions to the Juicy Love Line and music to the Juicy for All segment. Have you been getting relationship questions, KG?
I got a few more questions, but I've been getting more songs than questions. So definitely let's step it up. I'm on Twitter at OG Kevin Gill.
Let's make him as uncomfortable as we can.
All right.
We've been uncomfortable for a while now. Let's bring him back to where we want him.
Right. He's awesome. Awesome. And just real quick, I wanted to say, did you see the Ward Kovalev fight, D.I.?
Oh, no, I did not, but I heard it was a robbery.
Yes, bro. He knocked him down, outscored him. Ray was there in person. He had gone to the Vinny Pazienza red carpet in Vegas, and he said he was backstage with that guy that played Creed's son in the new movie, the Michael Jordan, I think his name, yeah. And Michael P. Jordan, something like Michael B. Jordan. And they all agreed Kovalev had won. But that's what's kidding.
I got inside. Yeah. I got inside scoop.
Go ahead.
Just sources have told me, because I have people that know Andre Ward are frequent our club and stuff, and are pretty cool people, that there was not a celebration in the Ward locker room after the fight. They were very somber.
Right.
Because they knew that even though they got the decision, he kind of knew he lost.
Bro, you know what Max Kellerman asked him in the ring?
What?
He goes, "Did you think you won because you looked surprised when you won?" He actually asked him that.
Yeah.
And of course he's going to say, "No, I knew I had won," but you could tell he was hot. The people were booing him, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, they got no names, just Canelo and Triple G. They got no names. All these guys that are great boxers, Danny Garcia, Keith Thurman, Islanda Lara, nobody knows them, bro. I mean, boxing's really, I remember how Aram used to go, UFC, no competition. Guess what? You're no longer competition to UFC. They need to wake up and get their act together. Boxing's really suffering.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, UFC's killing it.
Yeah. So let's play this clip from Killing the Town, and I want to hear your reaction. Boom.
You know, I'm actually frankly disgusted, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. Let me just address something really quickly for the fans here. I would just point out from an intellectual perspective that Disco did not actually address anything that you or I said last week on our podcast. He's totally trying to switch the heat, trying to pull a swerve, and his only argument is, and this is pathetic, Cyrus, you're not top talent because I read your Wikipedia page. Now, maybe Disco needs a bit of a lesson in the fact that Wikipedia is not an actual academic source. I could go on Disco's Wikipedia page right now, put an edit in saying that he was over at one point in his career, wouldn't make it so. So the fact that you're using dirt sheets and Wikipedia pages to judge, not that you're qualified to judge my career, but to judge what I did in my career is pathetic, and it speaks to your lack of intellectual capacity. Now, let me just say something. He made reference to the fact that I've had a concussion in my career and that you have as well. This is a serious issue, my friend, very serious. And I actually don't appreciate it. It made me feel marginalized. It made me feel very upset. And I'm actually still feeling the effects of the comments that he made, which I found were hurtful and negligent on his part. So, Glenn Gilberti, I am asking, no, I am demanding for a public apology on your part to myself and Lance for your trivial, your callous, and your heartless use of a real issue in a pathetic attempt to get yourself over. You cannot come out on a podcast and make fun of Lance and I for having had concussions. This is a serious issue. And it's very serious to us, and I can tell you this, that I'm still very upset with what you said. And I am demanding once again that Glenn Gilberti, Disco Inferno, provide me with a public apology on the Konnan Keepin' It 100 show this week, or else there will be problems, Disco, I can tell you that.
Okay, so now, Don is so mad that he wants an apology. He's so mad that he didn't attack KG this week on the show.
Lance is so mad, he thinks that Keeping It 100 has a G in it.
That's a
keeping it right. Yeah, I know. I just think it's funny that they want an apology. I'm not apologizing. Okay, that nothing. First of all I said was...
So you're like Conor McGregor, I apologize for nothing.
I apologize for nothing. I mean, there's nothing to really apologize because I was kind of like lightheartedly trying to make a point that the reason that they're misremembering might be because they're showing symptoms of somebody that would be suffering from post-concussive syndrome and have memory issues. Right. Okay, they came out and said, I wasn't accusing them of actually having concussions, but they were basically saying that they admitted that they've had concussions.
Right.
So what am I apologizing for? They're admitting that.
Because you actually told me and KG that you felt their deteriorating intelligence was due to CTE also.
Well, they're smart guys. But I'm just saying that they...
That's what you told us.
Yeah. Always backpedaling. You can't put this guy down for anything.
Well, I'm just saying, like Cyrus has said that he's willing to come on the show.
Right.
They demand a public apology from me in person. And I should also go on their show.
Right.
And publicly apologize. Bro, I'm not... Why? I mean, what does this sound like to you? They're trying to use me for numbers.
Get ratings. Oh, really?
I mean,
you want to make that into a joke? I mean, I don't necessarily. I kind of agree with what they're saying in that regard. I respect their stance.
He just turned on you.
You serious?
It is a serious thing. Like, you are downplaying the seriousness.
Downplaying the seriousness of this. They need to apologize to me, to be honest, because what they've done is they've slanted this in a way where they've turned like my friends, you guys, against.
You've been Russo'd.
Yeah, like I've been swerved. They're swerving you. They're working you, and it's like they need to apologize.
Does that make me a fake friend?
No, I'm just saying. It's just they worked you. They worked you, and they worked Kevin. They worked Kevin too.
All right,
they're not working me. So
let's Let's try to get Cyrus on. Somebody's going to apologize to somebody.
Yeah, I'll get him to apologize to me.
Oh, wow. All right, Cyrus. I'm going to be getting a hold of you. So let's go to our boy Vince, because more drama with our boy. I wanted to just say something real out here, because you're friends with him and you're friends with me.
Mm-hmm.
You know how long we've known each other, and have I always not always defended him?
Mm-hmm.
When they bury him? Okay. When Shane was on the show, he said something bad about Vince, and I was like, what was that all about? When we were off the air, I asked you, and you told me that Vince had buried Shane. And I was like, why would he do that? You know? And then you told me what he said, and I was like, well, Vince is wrong. And then you said that you went and you talked to him about this. And I said, well, let's try to get them together on the air to squash this. Did I not say that?
Yeah.
And I reached out to Shane. I reached out to Vince, you know, because they're my boys. But, you know, so somebody sends me a tweet that's saying the show was great and that he was glad that I said Vince's comments were ignorant. And I retweeted that. And so, of course, now Vince is all pissed off and he's hurt and this and that. Bro, you know, that doesn't make me not your friend. It's just don't say stupid shit. That's all there is to it. Because I asked Disco, Disco would tell me, hey, listen to this and listen to this. I go, does Vince really believe that? And he goes, yeah, he does. And so he's like, oh, well, he needs to reach out to me. What do I need to reach out to? Disco's telling me you actually believe what you're saying. You know? Then they send me some video of him going on some rant about trying to get some chicken and dumplings through the Atlanta airport. And I saw the edited version. I was like, wow, that's not a good look. And whoever sent it to me, I was like, well, I'd like to see the whole thing. And I saw the whole thing. The whole thing to me was worse.
Yeah, I don't know what he was. I don't know what he was thinking. It's like, bro. It's like,
bro,
it's like you want to like, bro. What? It's just, I don't know, bro.
You know, and so then, you know, my whole thing is, you got to remember, bro, from a guy that was raised by his grandma, listening to stuff like, well, women can't be leaders based on the fact that, you know, some women in your family weren't great leaders and neither was Dixie Carter. Bro, that's not at a good gene pool to be picking from, you know. It's so, you know, and you already know I sued TNA for racial discrimination. You know, I faced it in the Navy. I saw my mom. You know, it's just not cool to me, you know. So
nor should be to anyways. It's a subject that's not worth talking. It's like you don't want to bring it up.
Right.
You don't want to talk about it, you know?
You could do that whole rant on the TSA without race ever being a part of it because it's not a part of it. They have hard and fast rules about liquids.
I will say this for Vince, though, and this is why it's so confusing to me, is Vince has always said that he didn't like the South because he couldn't believe how much racism there was in Atlanta, like in the South, you know, because he's from New York. He says like racism is way more prevalent in the South than it is in the North, which is why that rant was kind of like bizarre to me because I know Vince doesn't like racism. So he comes to I think because he has certain positions, he doesn't understand that the things he says kind of contradicts his positions sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
Right, because when you say that, you know, he did a lot of things for women in the business, so he's not a sexist, but yet he makes a sexist remark.
Right. I explained it to him on the show. Right.
Right. And wait, and we know him. The other thousands of people that are listening to his show or mine or whatever don't know him. And he already has a bad stigma about him. So why are you making it worse? And then you're going to get all hot when, you know, bro, you know, Vince, I love Vince, bro. We had him on the show. He's great. He's funny. We've never, ever had a problem. But, you know, he likes to entertain. You never know when he's working you. You never know what's for entertainment. Like once he tried to explain to me that, remember that day that shit went down with him and Hogan and where Booker T, remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I was in the backstage and he came up to me and he was like, yeah, well, you're going to, you know, he was trying to convince me that what he was going to do in the ring was a shoot. And later on, I'm like, hey, bro, why were you trying to work me? And he go, well, you should have known better. I was wearing my San Francisco Giants shirt. What the hell does that have to do with anything? Well, if you go back and you look at this and that, go, it made absolutely no sense, bro. So to me, it's like, you know, it's like I'm not hating, I'm stating, you know, so that's all there is to that rap. Just like, you know, right now we reviewed his Mountain Pro Wrestling. Yes, Smoky Mountain Pro Wrestling. And I was excited because we've been talking about this for a while and Vince is behind him. And I'm thinking right now, Vince is finally going to be able to do whatever vision he's had while he's been sitting at home complaining about every other show. And is he at all sparing any feelings when he goes all in and he's overly critical of other shows?
Right. No, and even his own co-host. I mean,
he
like
buried him. He buries you.
He buries everybody. Well, this is part of what I would like to call maybe his therapy is what basically he needs, you know?
So my whole thing is, Vince, bro, if you're mad because I didn't call you or whatever it is, you know, it's like, come on, man, don't be saying stupid shit. That's all there is to it. I mean, you're my boy and I love you and all that, but don't be saying shit like that. And unfortunately, after this, somewhere in the show is going to come our review of your show. And believe me, it has nothing to do with that you're hot at me or that we ain't boys or whatever. I really expected a way better show.
Well, we'll see what type of whether it's thin skin or thick skin. Because in the podcast world, in the podcast business, you have to be able to dish it out, but you have to be able to take it.
Right.
So
in the wrestling world, bro, you know what Eric Van Wagenen, you know, the executive producer of Lucha Underground?
Sure.
He said in some interview somewhere, he was like, I worked on Celebrity Apprentice. Now, come on, more polarizing than Trump. And he worked on Survivor Series. He said, Survivor. Yeah, Survivor. I'm sorry. Survivor. None of those series got the amount of criticism and feedback that wrestling does. We're hyper passionate fans, bro.
Absolutely.
And that's who you know, it's like I told you, can you imagine seeing, I just went to an indie show and the guy goes, I'm a vegan, eat my meat. You know, those are fans.
Funny thing about these podcasts is there's more angles going on these podcasts than there are on the wrestling shows.
Yeah, you got What Was Virus?
I'm like, this is ridiculous. It's like if this was actually like a work, like I couldn't even come up with better booking than this. You know what I'm saying? It's like crazy, these guys. I mean, it's like everybody gets all hypersensitive and, you know, they're saying offensive things. And the thing is, bro, it's like we have an audience.
Right.
You know, and this audience is, you know, we're living a world where, you know, you got to navigate your way through political correctness. So if you're not up to receive criticism, you're not really going to last. You know
especially when you're highly critical.
Yeah,
that's a whole nother game. You know, there's some people that don't say nothing about anybody, so nobody says anything about them.
Yeah, and
they just play it safe.
Like that's the thing. We're the same way too. We are highly critical of many things,
right?
But we are open for criticism from anybody. Right. You know, I'll sit there like, you can say whatever you want. I've got very, very, very thick skin, bro. Like I was telling you guys, I think last week, you know, I've only blocked 2 people on Twitter in my whole life. You know, the whole time I've been on. So I'm like,
bro,
you know,
believe me, I have spent.
Go ahead.
I have spent an inordinate. What a tremendous word for Latino time trying to get under Disco's skin. And I've only been successful like twice to really get him hot, you know, because it's just hard to get him hot, bro. And it's hard to get him mad because he knows, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, but that's, you got to be thick skinned to be in this business, especially if you're going to be throwing flamethrowers, bro. We've had people on Twitter go, oh, you know, I don't listen to your show because of this and this and this. Okay, well, all right. This is why I do it. And thanks. Boom. You know, I don't go, you're a dick or, you know, what.
Right, or block them, or say, okay, sorry, you're not a fan, big deal, you're still a follower. Hey, Konnan, I got a question for you.
What's up?
What type of underwear are you wearing?
Bro, this is like 3 times. Are you trying to pick me up? You got a man crush? What do you mean, what type of underwear I wear?
Oh, you know where I'm going with this, because I'm trying to let our listeners picture a world where putting on a new pair of underwear isn't just fresh. It's like you're stepping into a better day. I mean, think about it. Like, think about the last time you put on your underwear. It's the first thing you put on. It's the last thing you take off. And so why would you want to settle for anything less than the best feeling underwear in the planet? You know, and I've tried to turn you guys on to this. You know, I've been using MeUndies and been wearing MeUndies for a while now because they focus solely on producing the most comfortable underwear you've ever experienced. Now, did you guys take my advice and try the MeUndies?
Well, why don't you just come and say, hey, did you wear those undies that I told you about? Now, what type of undies do you wear? Well, what's going on?
Did you wear those undies that I told you about?
Yes, and they were very soft. They were very good, and I felt good the whole day. Boom.
Really? What about you, KG?
Yeah, I like the boxer shorts. They were definitely, I would put them up there with the most comfortable draws, as I call them, that I ever rocked. And I never heard of the modal stuff before. But it's sweet.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what. So that's not enough for you listeners out there. Okay, if I can get Konnan and KG into MeUndies, that should be enough for you guys because I can't imagine wearing anything else. I mean, it really makes the day that much better. And honestly, for the price of just 2 cocktails, MeUndies will deliver your new favorite pair of underwear right to your doorstep. Better day guaranteed. So what you can do is just go ahead and order some. try them on, and if if we're lying and they aren't the most comfortable, best feeling undies you've ever had, they'll refund you and let you keep your first pair for free. So included in the price.
Worst case scenario, you keep a free pair of underwears.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, it's like a no lose. Yeah, it's like a no lose situation. I mean, included in the price is a sweet touch, like you said, Kevin Modal. It's a special fabric with best in class raw materials that are scientifically proven. And this is no lie because it feels like it. It's 3 times softer than cotton. See, these uber cozy undies are sold exclusively on the MeUndies website, where you will enjoy free shipping in the United States and Canada.
And the dope part is, Konnan, for a limited time, everyone who listens to Keepin' It 100 is going to get 20% off their first order. But the only way to do it is to go to our special website, which is meundies.com/comfort. That's MEUNDIES.com/comfort. With the MeUndies Better Day Guarantee, there is nothing to lose. Don't wait any longer. Go to meundies.com/comfort right now for 20% off your first order. meundies.com/comfort.
Get your MeUndies. Boom.
I wear them.
Me too. This week, it's an extra all juice, no pulp edition of And Juicy for All with Juventud Guerrera. We kick it off talking about ladies in wrestling, and we shift gears listening to your music submissions.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and juicy for all.
So I was telling you about the other name. Girl's name. You want to hear?
Yeah.
Okay. Her name is Shanna. SHANNA. Shanna.
Okay.
Double
Shanna.
N.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's it?
Shanna?
Shanna, just like that. Shanna.
No last name?
His regular name is Alexandra.
Yeah, she's Portugal's perfect athlete.
Yes.
Oh, Portuguese perfect.
Yeah, I've been taking a look on her because I got it on friend and I'm friend with her, and she's doing this crazy German suplex, tiger suplex, which few women can do tiger suplex, and she's really, those two girls are taking, they're juicy. They're juicy girls.
This kind of conversations, like if Raven was listening to this, he'd be like, "Hey, I need to go work on the indies again,"
Yeah, that guy was just a killer. He was he was taking anything and everything, When,
the worst part
this guy has no class, He was just taking the girls, Just, oh, I like you. Yeah, let's go. Let's do this. Oh, yeah, I like you too. Yeah, let's go. Oh, what about the 3 of us? Oh, let's do it right now.
And then remember we got it and we would do TNA every week. Konnan and Raven would be we would use like local girl. They had the TNA the Go-Go Girls. In TNA we'd use Go-Go Girls, and there'd be a lot of younger indie girls. And some of these girls would be in school. They'd be going community college stuff. And Raven would actually be he'd put over how smart he was to the girls. Okay, and then he would ask them if they needed any help doing their homework.
What? Did it work?
God, no. But he would hey, if you need any help doing homework, I'm really smart.
What girls do you remember from back then that made it into business? Because I remember specifically one that was in Raven's flock Mickey James. What was her name?
Alexa Lurie, right?
Alexa Lurie, yeah. So Mickey James is one.
Did you see in NXT? Is that they're using her to fight the champion now?
Yes.
I like that.
Holy God!
I like that.
I think it's entertaining. Like, I mean, is this chick so like devastating that there's nobody on the roster that can fight her? That they had to like bring some people off the street like to come and wrestle?
Yeah. Is it the Japanese girl, KG? Who's the champion now?
I believe it is.
Well, ever since like Bailey left, that was the only one that I think was left that was on her level. Or I know you follow closer than I do. Am I incorrect?
They have people on the.
I was talking about level, Konnan.
A su nivel. O sea, the Japanese wrestler. There's no girls in NXT, in my view, that are on her level. But KG is going to kick some other names of somebody that might be on her level. Who is?
Yeah, I only might do that. I'm trying to think about it now. There is nobody.
So you bring somebody from outside, like Mickey James is going to give her a great fight, and win or lose, she get. I don't know why she would lose, but it gives her credibility. And
she can lend a hand in helping there get to be more people that are in the top picture if she stays around and helps some of those undercard people develop.
When she gets to the main roster, she's just going to solidify what's already turning out to be, the best women's division ever in WWE. I mean, these girls are bringing it. Do you have music for the Juice, KG?
Yeah, I sure do.
Yeah, let's hear that music. Yeah.
This is an interesting one. I don't have the artist name here. I could edit in post. But this is the exclusive ring entrance music for WWE Network star Frank the Clown. And it was submitted by its writer and composer.
Frank the Clown, Frank the Clown, Frank the Clown, Frank the Clown. Frank the Clown, y'all. Everybody gather round, y'all. Everybody, Frank the Clown, y'all. Everybody get down, y'all. It's Frank the Clown, y'all. Frank the Clown, y'all. Everybody gather round, y'all. Everybody, Frank the Clown, y'all. Everybody get down, y'all. It's Frank the Clown, y'all.
What did you think of that?
Not 100% sure.
I'm not a fan of it.
I'm
not a fan of it.
Not approved.
Okay,
let's play it.
You do not get the juicy seal of approval, but I liked it. It's over with me. What did you think, KG?
Well, I liked parts of it. I liked the clown theme. I like right from the go the way it gets that circus sound in. I thought maybe the vocals could have used a little production, like the one person chanting Frank the Clown on just a dry microphone.
Sounds over with you. That's so over with me. You have no idea.
What? Oh man!
All right. What's that next, bro? There was a good one that you played for me once.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Yeah. Okay.
I think I know the one you mean. What were you going to say, Disco?
Well, how do the lyrics go again on that?
I'll bring it forward a little bit.
Oh, there you go. It's horrible, bro. That's like generic. That's like karaoke rap.
It's like my boy Kevin Sullivan singing.
Yeah.
Y'all, everybody, Frank the Clown, y'all. Everybody get down, y'all. It's Frank the Clown, y'all.
Well, all right, stand by.
Gather round, y'all. Frank the Clown, Frank the Clown.
That's tremendous.
No, gather round, y'all. Everybody, Frank the Clown, y'all. Everybody.
Disco the Clown, y'all.
Think about that. Who was putting pen to paper, writing those lyrics?
That's what makes it so tremendous.
Are they lyrics technically?
Yeah.
Clown, yo.
Did you see Clown Yo's?
It's just wherever Disco goes, there's always whether it's clown themed music or clown themed memes. You guys ready for another song?
Yes, let's do it.
It's by an artist called The Catalyst. The song is called Move, and it's produced by the Jazz Spastics.
Years unemployed, I know the rich shit are boy, but I ain't going quietly. I would be making some noise. They're gonna remember the name. It's gonna be hard to avoid, and I'ma be everything that many you try to destroy. I'm tearing it up. All these expectations, negativity, I carry enough. Worry enough to know my surroundings were designed to keep me stuck. Deconstruct the foundation, give a reason to hate. I set the law of motion, only to cement myself as one of the great. Every action has a reaction, but a hater won't get a response. Miss me with the bullshit. I'm just trying to eat through these songs, so I stay on my feet, stay on my grind and stay on the beat. Look up a time that I'll fail to sleep and get that worm up under my beak. Move to the rhythm, can't see him like a stigmatism. It's in them to knock a hustle when no one else would ever feel him.
Juice.
Oh, yo. Kind of like made me feel in that 80s, kind of like feeling rap, old school. It's amazing. I really like it. I really, old music, old school music is like the basic, and we gotta respect that, So I think they did a good job. It's good.
So it gets your juicy seal of approval?
Yeah, juicy approval.
Okay, DI?
It is the best of the ones we listened to.
Wow.
Well, there's more context to the song because there's more lyrics and stuff and everything than the other ones. But I
So you like this one the most, but
it's
not a real big deal. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, yeah. I thought the beat was nice, real nice. Yeah, real laid back, mellow feel. And the guy was talking, sending a real positive message. Boom. I liked it. KG?
Yeah, I'm with you, K-Dog. You nailed it. I love the chilled out sound, how laid back it was, like authentic, organic, and just, like, to me, positive hip hop as opposed to rap. You know what I'm saying?
What was the message?
Basically positivity, Don't get tied down by the negative aspects of life, and, almost like what KG preaches on the Kevin Gill show, the PMA. Boom.
That's
positive
true.
Mental attitude.
I kind of like reminds me of Tupac. It was nice to hear that. Feeling.
Yeah, nice.
I know you're gonna like that, K.
Yeah. Okay. Any other song, KG?
So yeah, just to send a shout out there again. That's the Catalyst Move, produced by the Jazz Spastics. Thanks to Tony for sending that in.
Yeah.
And 1 second, then I got one more.
I'm having Rocky Balboa right here.
Oh, The Rock has come back to Keepin' It 100.
All right, you guys ready?
Yep.
This one is a song called Ringmaster, and it features Blaz89. And this was, as all these tracks were, these were all sent in by Keepin' It 100 listeners, so we say, what up to you?
Yes. Thank you very much.
And let me just say, before all this, they did like a wrestling-style ring introduction for themselves. Like they were announced to the mic, but it takes 25 seconds. So just know
it's
it's
the one where they mention Juventud Guerrera?
I believe it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, rapper me, sabe me. Right on. The lyrics are okay. I think there's nothing wrong with it. I think the beat, it's kind of like needs to have more flow or more groovy on the beat. I didn't feel that groovy because the everything else is kind of juicy. But
so does it get your juicy seal or not?
No, really. I need to get more. I think the
more
beat
juice.
Needs to get more. Needs more juice, more bass. More feeling, into it. It's too flat.
DI?
I liked it.
Okay.
I liked it.
I liked it, especially I think it's two Boricuas that are on that, so shout out to them. I liked everything, and I liked he gives like a little homage to Eminem when he starts flowing like he did at the end, but I liked it. Boom. KG?
Yeah, unlike Hoovy, I enjoyed the beat on it. I thought it was kind of fresh. And just I like the swag of it and whatever. Because it was called Ringmaster and the video has some wrestling themes, maybe they get into dropping some wrestling knowledge later, but I was expecting to hear a name drop.
I think they did say, I think they said Juventud Guerrera in the rap later on in the rap. And they sent a video with it, which you guys need to work on your video and groupie game, boom. But I dug the song.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's good. Like I think everybody say it's good. It's just maybe just for, I'm talking about for mainstream. You know, if you really want to be like everybody to like it, it needs to have more groovy in it. If you just want it for you.
So that one needs more juice.
More juice.
Yeah. Okay, more juice. And then that's good. I can live with that.
And then I actually got one more for y'all.
All right.
This is a group called the Super Smash Brothers, and their song is called Strip Club Porn Stars, and it also features Head PE. Jared from Head PE. That's another music group.
All right.
Yeah.
Sweet. I think this song has more production. If you can feel it, has more groovy in it, and the MC is really has like a really good flow. I like it. It's good. I think it's maybe one of the best. Juicy Seal.
Hey, KG, do any of these people say where they sent this stuff from or no? Like what city?
They don't necessarily list it. Like I can look up some of them. I can look up, or some of them I know. The Canadian.
Yeah, well, send it when you guys send it. Send your city so we can shout you out. Because I'm almost positive. Yeah. The last one, those guys were from New York.
Seems like it, right? Like Chicago or something like that. Yeah,
so what do you think of the song, D.I.?
I liked it.
Liked it?
Yeah, I liked it. It wasn't that bad.
Yeah, I liked it.
You're not going to get like a lot of,
Well, we've gotten better stuff than I expected.
I'm just saying you're not going to get a lot of in-depth analysis on hip-hop from me.
Let me just tell you one thing. Nothing's going to beat Frank the Clown, so don't look over that. Okay?
Right.
Don't try to compare.
Oh, my God.
All right.
Yeah, the round.
You know,
where can people find you on social media, Hoovy?
Oh, it's on Twitter. It's Juventud Guerre, number 2. Guerre number 2.
How do you spell that? So you get spell that out because it's a difficult. It's hard to find on Twitter sometimes.
Yeah, I know. Okay, it's GUBENTUD. I'm gonna say that GUBENTUD GUERRE2 mother. Yeah, that's right. That's my Twitter.
I think a lot of people are going to be finding you.
So I've been telling you guys about Bowling Brand sheets because they're the softest, most comfortable sheets you will ever sleep on. And with the holidays coming, they're the perfect, thoughtful gift. Did you guys hook yourselves up with the Bowling Brand sheets?
I checked them out. Dope. Very fine material. I'm a believer. Boom.
Yeah, it's because when you give Bowling Branch, you're giving something everyone wants but rarely gets, and that's a perfect night's sleep. Bowling Branch makes it easy. Kevin, do you use Bowling Branch sheets?
I do, actually. I was really shocked. Like, you just sleep better. It's almost like the fan, sleeping with the fan on. And I think Konnan knows what I mean.
Yeah, well, let me tell our listeners about it here. They probably don't know if you're listening for the first time, and we've been talking about Bowling Brand sheets for a couple weeks now. Shipping is free, and they come beautifully packaged in a gorgeous gift box. No gift wrapping needed. Pick up a set of Bowling Brand sheets for yourself in your guest bedroom to get your house ready for the holidays. So here's what they are. They're 100% organic cotton sheets, which means they start out super soft And as you watch them, they get even softer over time. Plus, they last longer. See, everyone loves Boll and Branch sheets, including you guys. They have thousands of 5-star reviews, and even 3 U.S. presidents sleep on Boll and Branch sheets.
But not Donald Trump.
Well, he's not president yet. That's why Boll and Branch lets you sleep on them for 30 nights. If you're not thrilled, just send them back for a refund. Can you believe that? 30 nights. And if you don't like them, if they're not the best night's sleep you've ever had, Boll and Branch will just send them right back, and they'll give you a refund.
That's insane, man. So it's like, even if you've never experienced something this dope, now you can, with no risk.
Yeah, worst case scenario, you can get a bed for 30 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, right now, everyone who listens to Keepin' It 100 with Konnan, just head over to bollandbranch.com. That's BOLLANDBRANCH.com and get $50 off a set of sheets. That's $50 off at bollandbranch.com only when you use the promo code PODCAST1. PODCSTONE. Bellandbranch.com, of course, is spelled BOLL. Branch.com. Promo code PODCAST1.
That's PODCASTONE.
Get your bed sheets. Boom.
I sleep in them.
The world of Lucha Libre is a strange and colorful one. But thankfully, we have our guide, Kevin Kleinrock, for the Master Public Minute, taking us inside the world of Lucha Libre, and the fact that Disco Inferno hates it makes Konnan and I like it that much more.
Respetable público, lucharán 2 de 3 caídas sin límite de tiempo. En esta esquina, el Santo y Cavernario. Y en esta otra, Blue Demon y el Bulldog. El Santo, el Cavernario, Blue Demon y el Bulldog. El Santo, el Cavernario, Blue Demon y el Bulldog.
One of the show's listeners on Twitter, RobbieRob469, Robert Rosen, wrote in, and he wanted us to talk about the When Worlds Collide pay-per-view, the AAA and WCW show from November 6, 1994. I remember this vividly being in Los Angeles. I personally just got my foot in the door in the wrestling business, and this was major news in LA because it sold out the LA Sports Arena, 13,000 people. It was like LA Times covering it, all the local news stations covering it, and this has been credited with being really the event that opened up a lot of Americans' eyes and a lot of wrestling fans' eyes to Lucha Libre. Obviously, as you guys celebrated Eddie Guerrero's life last week, probably one of the biggest matches from the show was the Octagon and Hijo del Santo versus Eddie and Art Barr in the hair versus mask match. And I just kind of wanted to get some of your thoughts looking back on the time and what this event meant then and what you think it means now and some of your thoughts from that era.
That was an incredible era for me because I was the booker of the company at that time with Antonio Pena. And, as you know, I had recruited like half the talent roster. At that time, I remember Eddie and Art had been picked like the tag team of the year by the Observer. I think we were picked company of the year. I mean, we were really strong. We were doing good business. We had gone there before and sold out the sports arena, and we left like 8,000 people standing outside. It was ridiculous. I think Meltzer went there because I remember him calling me. Him, he's like Rain Man. He knows all these facts. He was like, "Hey, did you know you just broke a 25-year-old record set by Freddie Blassie and John Tolis?" And I was like, "No, you just destroyed anything WWE or, NWA has done in LA. No, we had no contact with American TV." And I remember one time Jack Evans goes, "Yeah, when Konnan did the Foreign Legion, he copied the NWO." No, if you think about it, Kevin, there had never been a stable in the history of Mexican wrestling. There'd been trios, but there'd never been a stable. In the Gringos Locos, which we also had Luis Piccoli in there. Did you ever see Luis Piccoli work? Because he was from LA.
Yeah, no, I saw him on some indie shows back when I was just, kid going to indie shows. He wrestled a lot for Empire Wrestling, Bill Anderson and Jesse Hernandez's place. And so I saw him around, and I followed him, his career, both in AAA and in WWE.
Yeah, incredible talent. And so back then, I brought in Chris Benoit. I brought in Two Coat Scorpio because I was a big fan of those guys. I thought they were excellent. Just to show you how much of a fan of Benoit I was, I think that's the only time he ever wrestled for AAA, and he ended up winning his match against guys that were regulars in AAA. Because and I always think to myself, I imagine if Art Barr, Chris Benoit, and Eddie would have been a trio. That would have been incredible. But you just got to see, a young Rey Mysterio, Psychosis. The matches were great. We were on fire. All the, me against Perro Aguayo in a steel cage match. I was the top babyface in Mexico, and I turned on him, who is a top legend in Mexico. We had the big feud between Santo and Octagon, which was actually personal behind the scenes. So it always gave, the matches a little bit more of reality. Because if those guys ever wanted to take a day off, especially in Octagon's case, these guys were just suplexing and whipping their ass all around the ring, So it was just an incredible event. This is something that's funny. Think about this. This was produced by WCW, okay? And Eric Bischoff was in charge there. And, we had a lot of problems with them because obviously they didn't understand, the way we worked. They cut 40 minutes from our matches, or an hour, something like that. And they never ever, with that crowd and with all that talent, they never said, hey, we want to keep working with you. Does Love Machine, who had worked there before as the juicer, Eddie Guerrero, who had worked there in some dark matches. I remember once he had a match with Terry Funk. Myself, that I had been there. They never called us and said, hey, do you want to work here? They had no clue what they had, or you know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, and I remember as a fan, I was 16 years old at the time, and I remember hoping that this was going to be the window for more of these happening, whether it was, once a year, twice a year, or wrestlers, from AAA becoming more involved in WCW. And it was like we kept waiting, and it just never came.
You know who's the only guy that got a job out of that? Louis Spicolli with WWE. They were actually watching the match.
After all that.
Yeah, they were actually watching the match, and they called him, and I think he might have come in as one of the body donners or something like that.
Yeah, he did.
Louis Spicolli?
Yep.
He turned into probably the worst wrestling name in the history of wrestling names in Mexico.
Radford?
Madonna's boyfriend.
Bro, that was that right.
I don't care what you say. That's just on. If you're like selling that as like to somebody, hey, come watch wrestling. Like, who's wrestling? It's like Madonna's boyfriend.
Right. No.
Like,
here's the worst part.
No. It's like no. He's not actually Madonna's boyfriend. He just calls himself Madonna's boyfriend.
Right. Well, if Madonna's boyfriend would have looked like Latin Love or Frankie Kazarian or somebody like that, but this was Antonio Peña's attempt of saying, look, here's a guy that dated Madonna's boyfriend and now he's a wrestler. And I go, bro, there is no way, unless she was doing acid, that she would have dated somebody that was that, chubby, and you know what I'm saying? That's not, yeah.
It's like he put the gimmick on the wrong guy.
Right. Exactly.
It's like you're not going to put like the Disco Inferno gimmick like on Johnny Grunge.
Right. Exactly. Hey, Neil. I'm going to dance and I'm going to hit you with a frying pan.
Wait. Hold on. I got to do it.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, that's enough. I mean, we're kind enough to make him a permanent part of the show again. So, let's just wrap it up, though. This is ridiculous.
Okay. All right. Look, I said before we were going to give away the Lucha Loot box that I was going to send to Disco. Why don't we do this? All right. We haven't seen enough clown memes of Disco in the last week or two. So you tweet your best Disco clown meme to us at Master Public, and we will vote. Maybe KG and Konnan will throw in their votes too. And the best clown Disco meme is going to win the free Lucha Loot November crate, courtesy of AAA.
And okay, well that's just going to get you guys fired.
I'm not just going to vote. I'm going to retweet, and I'm wondering if I create my own clown memes, can I be in the entering to win this box?
Yes, since you are not an employee of Master Public, you are eligible.
Yes.
Okay, so get your clown memes going now. Boom.
What's up? It's Mr. Athletic Jeff Cobb here, a.k.a. also known as allegedly the Monster Mastazas? Monster Stars from... Okay, yeah. But you're listening to Keep It 100 with Konnan, my boy KG, and Disco En Fuego. Disco En Fuego.
It's yours truly, the half-man, half-amazing ballin' superstar, Montel Vontavious Porter, MVP. And you know I'm the realest in the game. Sorry, with the realest. Keep it at 100. Konnan, OG Kevin Gill. And do I have to say the other dude? Do I have to?
Contractually.
I'm obligated to?
It's a Jericho thing.
Ah, jeez. All right. And what's his name again?
I think he goes by the Disco.
Yeah, that Glenn Rigoberto or whatever his name is. That guy. Keep it 100. Yeah, Rigot Raceroni. Keep it 100. Tune in.
We're unique. You know, we don't walk like everyone else. We don't talk like everyone else. You know, we don't sleep like everyone else. You know, we wear the MeUndies. You know, we've been using the new sheets from the Bull and Branch. You know, so your mattress. You know, I've been talking about this for a week now. Last week I talked about your mattress. What type of mattress do you sleep on, Konnan?
You're always trying to get me into bed, aren't you?
No, that's got nothing to do with it. The whole thing about this is you got the sheets, you got your comfortable underwear. So the perfect night's sleep, you need a customized mattress. And a customized mattress will usually cost you $5,000 to $10,000 until, yeah, it does until now. Now you can go to helixsleep.com and answer a few simple questions, and they'll run a 3D biomechanical model of your body through the proprietary algorithms they develop with the help from the world's leading ergonomics and biomechanics experts. Those are sleep scientists. The result? The most comfortable mattress you've ever slept on. Now visualize that what I just told you guys. Okay? They basically customize a mattress to fit your body.
Right.
And the Helix customers report a 30% improvement in overall sleep quality. And for couples, they customize each side of the mattress.
Boom. That's the one you're trying to get me into, aren't you?
No. I'm saying, so like, you know, your side would be
the
like, you know.
The hot side stays hot and the cold side stays cold.
I'm just saying, like Konnan's side will be like, you know, Konnan's side. Then the side for
Konnan's side, he's like, yeah, how about the other day?
No, Hoovy would be on the other side. Okay, so it'd be like a smaller.
Don't judge me. Yeah.
Okay.
Disco will be on the floor next to the bed.
Well, once they do this basically the biomechanical model of your body. Your mattress arrives at your door in about a week, and shipping is completely free. That's why everyone from GQ magazine to Forbes are all talking about Helix Sleep. So get this too. You have 100 nights to try it out. And if you don't love it, they'll pick it up for free and give you a full refund, no questions asked. So think about that. Get a customized mattress that fits your body. Try it for 100 nights. And if you don't like it, they'll come get it and they'll take it away and they'll give you a refund.
You can't beat that deal.
No, it's crazy, right?
Right. How can I get it? What you said it at the beginning. Helix?
Konnan, all you got to do is go to helixsleep.com/podcast1 and you get $50 off your first order. And that's not just good for you, homie. That's good for anybody listening, even Canadians. It's helixsleep.com/podcast. Helix, of course, is spelled HELIX. It's helixsleep.com/podcast.
Get your couples mattresses. Boom, Hoovy and Disco.
I use them. It's the best night's sleep I've ever had.
Our homie Shane Helms is traveling the highways and byways of America, but not just any roads. He's exclusively on the highway to Helms. And it's been a long time coming, but this week, Shane Helms joins Keepin' It 100 for our long-awaited an analysis of Vince Russo's Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling, the brand new pro wrestling show that's available exclusively on the Realm Network, RELM Network.com. Get your episodes over there, and now let's take off the gloves and get into breaking it down.
He's in a match. It's Psychosis, Jeff Cobb, and Teddy Hart.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't realize it was a four-way.
It's Mexico.
Are you the booker? Like, did you book this match?
Yeah.
So you're the matchmaker.
You're the pencil, huh?
The pencil, huh?
And then the other side is Ray Phoenix, the guy that was Phoenix, Jeff Hardy, and Rey Mysterio.
Okay, so when these guys come to the show,
right.
They go into the room, and you're the finish guy.
Right, and Teddy's already been warned that if he shows up late, he will be fined. I'm serious.
What are you going to find? Like, okay, I'm not going to ask what he's going to get paid. Okay, but what percentage of what he's getting paid will the fine be?
I don't know what the percentage is, but it's $100.
There should almost be like a two-tier fine. There's like the 45 minutes late that you know he's going to be no matter what, and that's like one fine.
Bro, I'm just waiting to see what type of entourage he shows up with, because guaranteed he shows up with a minimum of 2 people, one of which I'm sure I've never seen in my life. He's always got a rotating chick or a rotating like bodyguard, assistant / gopher, whatever you want to call it.
Somebody to hold the dog somebody to hold the cat while he's in the ring.
Right. So the entourage will be a minimum of 2 up to a maximum of 5. And he will come for sure with Mr. Money, without a doubt, which guess what his gimmick is for that cat now?
What?
When they ask it, now he's getting him on planes. Now cats, I don't know the exact terminology. Shane, you might know this. It's like an
registered service animal.
Yeah, but for emotional problems.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
a service pet.
Right.
So Jeff Cobb, he's going to be Jeff Cobb on this show. He's not going to be Monster Mustache, is he?
No. He's going to be Jeff Cobb. Yeah. So
I'm not happy about that, to be honest with you.
About the name?
Yeah, I still think it's ridiculous that Lucha won't let their guys promote their characters. Why don't you ask Lucha, say, look, we'll put the guy over, just let him be Monster Mustache.
Yeah, Shane, that's a big thing we've been debating. What do you think of that? Lucha Underground doesn't let their registered wrestlers that they have the names to, Prince Puma, Monster Mustache, those guys, they won't let them use those names on the indie scene.
Yeah, I think that's pretty silly. I mean, as long as the guys have enough sense to protect the characters. Like, I understand from a business standpoint, wanting to protect your investment. But if the companies, and the companies should be, if they're bringing these guys in, intelligent companies will be using them wisely anyway. But, it's free advertisement and, getting the word out about Lucha Underground. So I think it would help them to allow those names to be used. It's not like there's such a big company that they couldn't use some help here and there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, it's exposed. They need the exposure.
Exactly, bro. And it's almost like
it's just ridiculous. They're limiting their exposure. I don't get that. That's just bizarre, man. I just
right. I read this. I always say wrestling companies are run by the wrong people, bro, because how do we have more sense than they do? Here's another one. They didn't go to come on, Shane, you were there. They didn't go to WrestleMania because they thought we don't want to be like everybody else. What are you different? You're still wrestling.
Right, and there's like tens of thousands of international wrestling fans coming
that's
to one
just
area.
the wrestlers' fans. They're vile, bro. It's awesome.
You just look at their ratings, and you're just saying to themselves, guys, you're not doing this right.
Now, what you mean? Lucha Underground didn't want to be like in the city where WrestleMania was at?
Yeah, no, they didn't want to do a show like at. You know how everybody had a show?
Yeah,
everyone except TNA, I think.
Ring of Honor had one. Just about everybody, right?
Yeah, I know. I mentioned that to TNA too. I was like, our entire roster is booked there.
Right.
So evidently people
don't have to fly them in.
Why don't we just do the show? Yeah,
right.
But not even that. You do the show, everybody goes, and but it's a very positive crowd that weekend.
Right.
Tweeting it.
Yeah.
Here's the show. Here's pictures from the show.
And here's the best part.
It's just great exposure.
And it's a great thing for a wrestler because a wrestler will get somebody to fly him in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then, and the same guy to fly him out or another guy to fly him out. Now you got 4 days of stuff you can do, from autograph signings to seminars to, whatever. And then at night, now everybody's got something going on, whether it's Wally Mania or Nash has got something on with the, or you know what I'm saying? Like everybody's got something. I remember the Nasty Boys had something going on last year. I went to a house party that was incredible.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Back to your Tijuana show.
Yeah.
Do you already know what the finish of the match is?
Yes.
Oh, do you think you're going to have a problem when you give up the finish?
Absolutely none, because I only work with guys that aren't dicks.
Right.
I'm not gonna put up with no bullshit. So I already know who it is, and if I know that I have to have him, and he might be a problem, I'll talk to him before to see his mindset going into the show. And if I see he's already being hard over the phone or whatever, but it's not as bad as it used to be, bro. The guy, like most of the guys today, they're kind of marks. And so it's like I said, I tweeted this. I said, I've never seen so many marks in my life in the business, and they're all in the dressing room,
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think a lot of the guys today, all they really care about is having a good match as opposed to going over.
Which is great. Right. That's another mindset that we didn't have in our day.
Speaking of good matches and content, have any of you guys had an opportunity to peruse the new Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling available on the Realm Network?
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah, I saw it too.
Here's my I'll give you my take first. You guys can say what you want about it. Bro, it's just bro, it's hard. I don't watch hardly any wrestling to begin with. But content-wise, I had no problem with it because these guys, the guys they're using are like students in wrestling school. I mean, these guys are like I can't get over, when I'm watching it, it's like I'm just saying to my Scott, man, these guys are green. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, like for the visual show, whatever it was, it's a little higher end than your regular indie show. I'm not gonna rip the angles or anything like that or anything, but I just can't get. To me, it's. For somebody that's been around as long as I have.
Do you work for Vince on a show? Oh, yes, you do. Okay.
No.
That's why you're saying this. Come on, bro. That show was terrible.
Oh, but I'm just
saying.
That
show was terrible, bro. You're a good friend. I will say that. That show, if it wasn't Russo, you'd be killing it.
No, that was terrible. I wasn't going into it with any high expectations because all the guys are green. Like I said, I watched it. It's not.
That's like watching something going.
It's not something that would catch my eye, and I would watch every week. I watch it because Vince did. Well, being polite because I don't care. Like it's not something like. It's not like the worst show of
assessment. Okay.
It's completely honest, bro. Here's the thing.
No, it isn't, bro. Come on.
Let me be perfectly honest with you. Be perfectly honest.
Were you not before?
No, it's just saying I would not. Here's the thing. I would not watch it unless Vince had told me to watch it. And I won't watch it again.
Neither would have we. We watch it because we're reviewing it for the show. Now review it and quit giving us excuses. You're not keeping it 100. Shane, I know you definitely will keep it 100. Even if you like it, but keep it 100. Go ahead.
Like Disco did say though, it's students putting on a show. So I think that, going into it with that mindset, like I kind of didn't know that it was going to be just all, young kids and stuff like that. So I thought this is their first show. They keep hyping that it's nationwide exposure. Like, all right, they're going to come out guns a-blazing. I did not get that vibe that it was guns a-blazing. It started off with, 3 of the characters are a CEO, the owner, and then, of course, Russo's putting himself in there as executive producer. So those are 3 characters that are completely unnecessary to this, actual wrestling show. It's that whole authority figure storyline that's been done to absolutely.
Bro, not only that, they took up half the show, bro. They started it with the in-ring between him and the other kingpin-looking guy, and they ended it with the guy, up in a cage and in the crowd and making was this guy a wrestler before?
Yeah. I guess.
According to the storyline.
They jumped right into the middle of a story. Like, this is your debut on, nationwide TV, and it's like this, and we're supposed to, there's a lot of implied knowledge that we didn't know.
Yeah, I watched that first half closely, and they mentioned specifically that the owner just retired from wrestling 2 to 3 weeks ago to focus full time now on Rocky Mountain Pro, and then this angle brought him out of retirement.
You know what? To me, wait, no, just wait 1 second. Sit the bench for 1 second. Here's the thing. It seemed like a vanity project for the owner, the fat guy, and Vince. They didn't need to be out for that much.
That's exactly what it was.
Here's what I say. This was the first show.
Keep it 100, bro.
I'll keep it 100. But I'm privy to understanding what Vince is trying to do with the show.
Well, we're not.
Put him
go in there with extra knowledge, but give it to us anyways.
Oh, he wants to pull. Remember how I told you he does that show, The Business of the Business?
Yeah.
Where it's basically the back scene. He's trying to marry the two. Okay, like he's trying to marry the backstage, what goes on behind the scenes of pro wrestling, to the actual what the fans see in front of the ring. But he's doing it with the greenest guys you can find. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like this. That
doesn't matter if they're green, bro. It was unnecessary for these 3 characters to be on TV so much time. Is the owner going to go on the road if they do tours and wrestling? Come on, the wrong guys were being spotlighted, and they ate up too much time. I mean, I don't know what was worse, them or the wrestling matches, and I didn't know they were a student going in. How would I know that? Well, yeah.
I thought you did know that.
No, I didn't know that.
That's why I'm like,
but still, that doesn't make up.
But
for
how
bad,
would anyone know that, Disco? To be fair,
that doesn't make up. That doesn't make up for bad segments, bro.
Here's my point. Yeah. Had you guys heard of any, bro? We're into wrestling. Like, we get on the internet stuff. Had you ever heard of any of those guys?
Honestly, no, not one of them.
That's what I'm telling you. So that didn't tip you off.
Well, bro, if you brought me to an indie show in Indiana, I wouldn't know who they are either. How am I supposed to know who these guys are? They're local indie Colorado guys,
That's what I'm saying.
And just because you don't know a guy doesn't mean that they necessarily suck. I didn't really see any really good wrestling on a wrestling show.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, it wasn't nothing that was awful, but it wasn't good.
Was there a personality that stuck out to you? Like, you were like, wow, this guy's money?
No.
How about you?
Yeah, but these guys are still in wrestling school. That's like,
that's where they should be.
This is like,
and not on TV.
I agree with that. I'm not going to argue that with you, but this is like the NXT. This is like putting on NXT, but you're putting on the guys that aren't ready.
No,
listen, no.
NXT is on some other.
Listen, I said this is like putting on NXT, but you're not using the guys that are ready for TV yet. That would be the equivalent of what this is.
Wow, that's public access TV bad. No wonder it looks that bad. Why are you using there's nobody in Colorado with experience, or somebody that can drive in with experience, or somebody that at least has 5 years in the business that you can use? In the Colorado metropolitan Colorado area, the commentators were bad. The segments were written bad. Where's the excuse there? I mean, that has nothing to do with the students. No, I mean, it was a bad show.
This is a local indie show that they do on a regular basis, that they draw 150 to 200 people for. That they've got production facilities to use because some guy came to them and said, we're going to put you guys on national TV. Okay? Which fell through, but they had already gotten the contract to shoot the stuff.
It was bad, bro.
I'm not arguing that.
Yes, you are. You're giving excuses. Some guy came and gave him $100 and gave him an indie show. Bro, we see that. We know
Konnan.
what it is. We know it's wrestling, but that doesn't make up for bad writing, bad segments, and not having experienced wrestlers on the show doing cool shit that, Vince is known for. Was it really Ed who did the cool shit now? Maybe we should invite Ed Ferrara to co-write a show with him. It had nothing, a real good cliffhanger. Bro, it had nothing. The commentators at least weren't trying to get themselves over like most commentators, but they weren't good.
If I brought you to come watch my high
another
school
excuse, let me kazoo you way ahead of
bro,
time.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've been watching this show before you guys. This is the first time you've seen it. I've been watching the YouTube clips of like some of the shows they've done. So I know that these guys, I knew what to expect.
Hey, listen, Stutterbox, listen, let me talk. Number one, you knew what to expect, and you still didn't really want to watch it. Now, imagine what we just sat through.
Okay.
Like, if you knew what to expect and you didn't want to watch it, and then you watch it, did that make you want to see episode 2? Or did that make you never want to watch that show ever again?
I'll watch, like, if I'm doing cardio like this, but this is the thing with every wrestling show I watch. If I find the time, I'll watch it, bro. I DVR Raw. I don't even watch Raw.
Do not make me buy a kazoo. I would go to a Walmart right now and buy my own kazoo. I'm not even exactly sure what a kazoo is.
Bro, let me tell you. Let me give you another one. Do you remember like the package that they did right at the beginning of the show to set up, the show?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bro, come on. The guy that's talking, I swear, it sounds like they took a wrestler. Like maybe when they made the deal, like, hey, can you put up the ring, be the sound guy, and do the voiceover for our opening package? Sure. Okay, here's $150. They got some guy with no voice. Bro, they could have gotten Low Key. They could have Hoovy. I don't know. But anybody but this. It was brutal. Just from there. That's your first promo, introducing the promotion, all that. You gotta have it with emotion or really good. Not even that, bro. It's just all those little things that, Vince should have, as executive producer, taken care of because his name is behind this. I thought it was brutal, bro.
I like, too, that he's an executive producer as if there's any other producer there. Like normally when you're an executive producer, it's because there are other producers and you're the main one. I can't imagine there are any other producers at all.
Probably the fat guy.
Disco, no one.
The Kingpin.
The evil architect or whatever the hell his name was.
Bill Ding.
But you got to appreciate the porn music that was music that was playing while the girls were fighting in the bathroom. Since you like the bra and panties type stuff, I was like, is that like shoot porn music that we got going on just because?
Did Glenn produced that segment? Yeah, it's like the girl. That's some Vince shit right there. Like the girl being dragged under the thing so you could have a reason to pull her jeans off, and get a panty shot, and then
I had no problem with that.
And that was also
of course you don't.
But I'm going to say you might have a market of people like a 13-year-old kid that would get excited watching that.
In this 1 hour show here, when like we say it took up so much amount of the show, like. I was wanting to see something new, something exciting, because we all know that Russo can write good stuff. So I was like, okay, and like I said, when y'all first asked me to watch, I said, okay, I'll give it a shot. I know what the guy's capable of.
Right.
I mean, he's had some terrible ideas, but he's also had some good ideas. This right here, to me, as a jumping on point for a new viewer, I think it was a complete strikeout.
Right. That
didn't
was
make
my
me want
point.
to watch. I wasn't interested. Didn't make me
Yeah.
ever want to watch again.
It wasn't
was
set
my
up
point,
for the
Shane.
first-time viewer at all.
That was my point, Shane.
I'm not gonna argue with that. I'm definitely not gonna argue with that.
That was
But
my
that- but
point.
that's the
That
thing.
was my point. Yeah, let me get it up. That was my point, Shane. That was from Vince. I expected something way better. It's like when you went to see the second Shyamalan Night movie or whatever that guy's name was.
Yeah.
And you were like, really, dude?
Yeah.
And then the third one, you're like, well, the first one was good. And then, the second one, and maybe the third one would be good. And then the third one was bad.
In a nutshell, the mistake that Vince made with this is that he's been working with Rocky Mountain Pro for a while. I think, to me, the show was written way more towards his existing audience of people that have been following it, as opposed to taking guys like you. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys this the first time, and like assuming that you should be more knowledgeable what they've been trying to do beforehand. So that's what, and I completely agree with you guys on that. I was not, like I said, I'm not. It didn't. I
You're
didn't
not
see
really
some of the
agreeing.
shows.
You're again kind of giving an excuse.
No, I'm just saying. I was, bro. You hear my.
But and the thing is, Disco. Nobody in the world has seen the show. That's the point of the show coming out. The 100 people at the show or the 10 people on YouTube isn't the important part at all.
That's my point, and I agree with that. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. And that's where I think that the mistake was made is not from the opening scene, like just doing something to grab like viewers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I totally
just from right there, bro. Russo should have known this is my first time on TV. I haven't written in so long. I'm pissed off because TNA didn't treat me right. I want to show everybody I still got it. And I was like, really? This is your opening scene?
The championships look, JoJo.
Super.
The ropes were all loose and goofy. If they've done 100 shows, I would think they would have a better ring by now. Like, they're not even that hard to get these days. Hey, what'd you guys think about the main event last night? I thought it was
great.
I popped huge. I popped huge when it happened.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Perfect.
Great.
What do you guys think of one common sense thread or thought that I've seen shared online is the idea that if you put all this money, so to speak, Brock gets built up, Brock beats The Undertaker, Brock does all these things. By having someone who's a part-timer and has very few matches left in them, instead of putting a guy that would benefit from that and thus benefit the company financially for a longer period of time.
Well, Brock's a part-timer too, so a part-timer beat a part-timer.
Exactly. Same thing.
And Taker's older than Goldberg, so who knows what Goldberg really has to say? All that stuff is just people guessing,
bro.
And you gotta have, and like if they would have gave a young guy that spot, who's to say that young guy wouldn't have fizzled out, So I thought I saw it as Godzilla versus King Kong, and it was something unpredictable because, I have to give credit where credit's due, because I always talk about how unpredictable TNA is and how that's where we have an advantage. But man, WWE popped my ass last night big with that. That was unpredictable. It was surprising. My jaw dropped. I was in bed watching it with Karen. I'm like, oh, I woke her up. Like, I felt like a little kid again for a moment. When you can get that out of me, somebody that's been in the business for decades, man, I'll take my hat off for that.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm looking forward to what happens next. When's the last time a WWE main event made you look forward, like with anticipation, to what happens next?
Would I have rather had Samoa Joe or maybe Nakamura have that? For sure. But
yeah, that's all I'm saying.
You got.
No way.
Wait. But you got everybody guessing. You have everybody talking, and you just saw history.
I agree. I just think it's when you don't have Sting win his match, then it makes less sense to have Goldberg win his.
That's irrelevant, bro. That's one thing, and this is another.
Yeah, bro. If you're gonna bring Goldberg back, you bring that Goldberg back. The distance between Brock and the rest of the roster was so cavernous. It's like miles. He didn't have anybody to fight. Not one single person in their roster in their development could be an opponent for Brock Lesnar.
That's not true.
That would draw a dime, and that's 100% true.
Well, Kevin Owens, Samoa Joe, and Nakamura are three.
Those guys are not going to draw us a penny against.
Kevin Owens could draw against Brock Lesnar.
Not like that Bill Goldberg, because now there is a suspension of disbelief involved that the people can get invested in. Okay, we got the killer Goldberg against Brock Lesnar. You're not gonna bring Ring of Honor guys in and fight Brock Lesnar. He's gonna kill him. That's what he should do, to the typical wrestling fan. So it's like, this is the right.
Plus, at the end, Disco. At the end, if you heard the crowd, they were yelling Goldberg.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's Goldberg. You bring in the killer Goldberg. Don't bring in the guy that wrestles 15 minutes. Let me tell you something. If you're suspending disbelief, how long is Kevin Owens going to last in a match with Brock Lesnar?
Yeah, exactly. If you're suspending disbelief, nobody can hold Brock Lesnar down for 3 seconds.
They believed in Goldberg, bro, because he's a believable character that already beat him once, and he got over when he came back. And thank God. I don't know why they didn't do who were these people that were walking him, like the FedEx guys? What was
the delivery guys? But then I forgot, bro, you got to remember, bro, they're in Canada. They got Mounties. They don't have cops.
Where those sweet Mountie hats or something?
There.
They should have the Mounties, right?
They should have had the Mountie.
Yeah, that was, like I said, they looked like they were delivered, like he was being delivered.
Yeah, Amazon delivery or something. Tremendous. But I'm with you, bro. That's they did the right thing, and I like how people were writing, why would Brock let them do that to him as if he had no say so in the matter?
Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh, that's my night tonight? It's like,
right.
and built around the idea that they're obviously going to do a rematch, I would imagine, at the Royal Rumble.
Well, even if it's not that one, I mean, the story, there is a much better story now.
Right.
If somehow Taker gets involved.
Well, that's it. That's it.
The streak got broke by Brock. Brock broke the streak, and then Brock got destroyed. So, wrestler, fighter math, that must mean that Goldberg could destroy Taker. Well, let's just see about that. You know what I mean? There's your built-in story right there. And you could add Brock to the mix, and maybe it's a three-way down the road. Who knows? But you already out of that, you got the Taker match, and you got the Brock rematch.
Yeah. And the brothers and sisters, not forget where we were before last night. Brock Lesnar didn't have an opponent. We had to bring in a guy that hadn't wrestled for 12 years. So if you're going to bring in the guy that hadn't wrestled for 12 years, bro, let's do that. It's like, wow, now Brock Lesnar actually has an equal and somebody that just killed him. That's a different role for him. Bro, Brock has been doing the same role for years. He's just been killing guys.
Right.
Now it's like, now he's in a different role. He just got killed. It's
and
like,
now what happens?
This is interesting.
And now what happens with all those guys? We all are, because we all worked with him, that are Samoa Joe fans. Now Samoa Joe could come in and maybe beat Goldberg. Boom! Now you got Samoa Joe over. So however they do it, they didn't do this. I thought it was great.
As always, the Hurricane Shane Helms is on all forms of social media at ShaneHelms.com, and you can peep out his website, ShaneHelms.com. And of course, check out Rocky Mountain Pro Wrestling on RealmNetwork.com. That's RELM Network.com. You can also get Vince Russo content there and a whole lot more.
Bro, here's the thing. People always, and I'm one of them, I'm always yelling for unpredictability. There it is. Don't complain now.
Boom.
Bill Goldberg killing Brock Lesnar gets people that haven't watched wrestling in a long time, that used to watch everything, it turns eyeballs back onto the product.
Right.
Okay, you weren't going to do it with anybody they have on their roster right now. So in the realm of trying to do business,
bro, did you see? And I know because you're a big fan like me, DI. Bro, did you see how much publicity ESPN gave him?
Yeah.
And everybody was marking out for him, bro. Everybody knew who he was. If you would have brought Samoa Joe, maybe Coach would have known who he was.
Hey.
Nobody's going to know everybody knew who he was. I saw another one, that show Highly Unquestionable that I like to watch with the Cuban old man.
Mm-hmm.
Ric Flair showed up the other day, and they were all going, woo, woo, woo. Dude, a 65-year-old Cuban man, a 40-year-old son, Dan, and the black guy, I don't know how old he is, they all knew who he was.
Yeah.
And that's name recognition, brother. There is no substitute.
Right. It just feels like at some point you have to start building up other people too, so you have people in the future.
How are you?
No, I'm just saying.
Anybody like Goldberg doing 3 matches that are going to make you a shit ton of money, bro.
I'm not arguing the point. I'm saying also.
You can't pretend. Okay,
so never bring The Rock back either?
You can't pretend that any of those guys that they have right now in NXT or anywhere are even close or remotely close to as over as Bill Goldberg is. It's not even. It's not even close. They would if they fought Brock Lesnar, every single person on that roster and in that developmental should get killed by him, and that's what he's been doing. I'm sorry, but Kevin Owens, Nakamura, even Joe, because they kept Joe down there too long. You know what I'm saying? So even Joe wouldn't be competitive against Brock Lesnar. Joe was having trouble
weird.
Like with the NXT. It's not weird.
The idea that no one on the roster is good enough to beat someone, and someone who retired 12 years ago is a bad comment on.
But he looks the part. That's
100%. And he did great.
Let me ask you a question. Then why did Toronto is a hardcore fan base? Would we agree?
Sure.
Everybody is.
No, not everybody. Toronto, Chicago, there's a difference.
Montreal, New York.
Right. So this is one of the hardest fan bases, and at the end they were all chanting Goldberg. Now you tell me if it didn't work.
Yeah, I'm not questioning the entertainment value, the fact that
there's a lot of hating on Goldberg because of his age and he's part-time and all that. Like he said, Lesnar's part-time too, and this is a believable character that already beat him once before, that a lot of people thought he was one and done. And maybe that's the story they put out there so everybody would think Lesnar was going to win. Maybe behind the scenes, he's already signed a 1-year contract. Let this play out, bro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see what happens, where it goes. And then if they mess it up, then we shit on them. Yeah. Right now, looking at it right now, great job.
Yeah, if people are entertained and it makes money, then 100%.
Yeah, but that's not your point. Your point is, why didn't they give it to a younger guy that's on the roster?
Or
we're not talking if it was entertaining.
Sure, but also, so then let's say make a totally new discussion, right? Nothing to do with Lesnar. The idea, or the match last night, the idea that they have a whole company full of talent and none of the talent are actually presented at a level of being like super fierce, super amazing competitors that they could take out someone like that is not good. You know what I mean?
Well,
like there's something they have to.
That's a testimony. That's a testimony to the way that they're building these guys. It's a testimony to the type of guys and workers they are. They're just, some people just don't got it. Okay, like that Goldberg had the it factor where people, I used to, let me tell you something. I used to do focus groups back in 1998 and 1999. Okay. And I would talk to wrestling fans in these focus groups, and they would be like, "Man, I know wrestling's fake and everything, but Goldberg, man, I don't know." Bro, Goldberg blurs that line because he would kill people. Brock Lesnar blurs that line because he would kill people. Bro, all the other guys on the show are doing scripted acrobatics.
Right. That's why those guys back in the day, like Bruiser Brody, would get over. Because he was mauling people, and people were like, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Was that a real fight?
I don't know if wrestling's real, but he is.
Yeah. Right. That's what and I've told this story before, that's what I used to do with Perro Aguayo. When we would get in the ring, I would go, bro, just bring it. If you hit me too hard, good. I want somebody to hear it and go, whoa, I heard that.
Right. Like he's fighting you.
Right. And then if we would be in an airport and people would ask me for an autograph, I would say, thank God there's security in the airport, or I would rip that old man to pieces. And they'd be like, oh my God, they do have heat. And so, bro, that's a bad job of the wrestlers and WWE. And plus, another thing, bro, people know he's a legit badass. So you better bring a legit badass, that's been built up that way to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
100%.
All right, when you guys are in Iran, you get the munchies. What do you snack on?
Me, usually I like to go to pizza. Boom.
I'm a fan. I get into some of the various little candies and such, like Swedish fish or like M&Ms, almond M&Ms,
Yeah. Well, that's because you guys have no self-control and you can't resist the temptation. You eat the junk food. Wait. The junk food's good. I do like that, from time to time. But believe it or not, ever since you told me about that Nature Box thing, I actually tried them out, and I thought they were excellent. Well, perfect, because that's what I've been using is Nature Box. Nature Box makes snacks that actually taste great, and they're better for you. They're created with high-quality ingredients that are free from artificial colors, flavors, and sweeteners, so you can feel great about snacking. Like what are your personal favorites? Like I've been ordering these. I love these.
Okay, let me tell you one, and actually it was a recommendation from you.
Mm-hmm.
The Num Nums.
Yep.
The dark Coke. Yeah, that one was very good, and the peanut butter Num Nums were incredible.
Mm-hmm.
The salt and vinegar veggie chips.
Love those.
And they had the mac and cheese with veggies.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, I'm a big beef jerky fan, so I got the teriyaki turkey jerky. Boom.
Well, I just recently ordered. I got on the Asian kick, and I got the Kung Pao pretzels and the delicious and the South Pacific plantains. They're absolutely delicious. Yeah. So, Nature Box also recently. Go ahead.
KG had gotten one too. What did you try?
Well, I always get hungry like on the road traveling and stuff. So the other day I busted these out on a car ride with Jeff Cobb. We had the mini Cocoa Belgian waffles. And Willie Mac loved the Big Island pineapple. But the one thing is, too, have you guys seen the limited edition stuff? I got my order in today for these mini double chocolate peppermint cookies.
Mm-hmm.
It's like just for the holidays.
Oh, wow. Yeah, these are great holiday gifts, too. It's and Nature Box recently made their service even better. You can order as much as you want, as often as you want, with no minimum purchase required, and you can cancel at any time. It's very simple. You just go to naturebox.com and check out their snack catalog. There are over 100 snacks to choose from. So that's more than 100 snacks. Wow. And they're constantly adding delicious new snacks. Choose the snacks you want, and they'll deliver them right to your door. That's what I do. With NatureBox, you'll never get bored. It's like there's so many snacks each month, and they're inspired by real customer feedback. Like customers are telling them what they like, and they'll basically fit the snacks to suit customer likes. So if you try a snack you don't like, NatureBox will replace it for free.
Risk-free, all delicious. And right now, you're peeping those low prices on their site. But get this, NatureBox is offering all the listeners of Keeping It 100 50% off, dog. 50, half off your first order at naturebox.com/podcast. That's naturebox.com/podcast. You get your first order for half off. Like Disco said, it's risk-free. Just hit up naturebox.com/podcast.
Get your healthy snacks. Boom.
I'm going to try these creme brulee peanuts tomorrow.
Bring on the sweet and spicy buffalo popcorn.
So we're in week 12, man, and what things stand out to you, KG, in football season, NFL? Boom.
I was just trying this NatureBox. You want to just swing back to me when I'm not eating?
Tremendous. Guy's eating while we're on the recording.
Yeah,
okay. So, the first thing I want to get out my mind out of this week was the best hit of the week, or as Stevie Ray would say, lick on a fruit booty, is I remember one day when they grabbed Stevie Ray, he was like, loose me.
I love that guy.
What a character, right? Well, and not only that, bro, what's a black guy from Houston, right? Like a big NASCAR fan.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
Yeah. So the best hit of the week was the one the sound guy took when the Vikings were coming out of the tunnel.
Oh, yeah.
How awesome was that?
Yeah, like, what a schmuck. It's like, I mean, dude, it's like, you guys see what's going on here? It's
Yeah,
like,
don't you hear like them running out of the tunnel and the music and the smoke coming out of the tunnel?
Right. I mean, like, I can play like the technician be like a Monday Night Raw Goldberg's entrance, and he's like standing in front of the doorway.
Right, coming out. Right.
Hurry
up! They're coming out of the tunnel, and he tries to run by. Linville Joseph just tagged him.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right. Just things that stick out to me real quick. Prescott could be the first rookie to lead his team to the Super Bowl.
No. Wasn't Terry Bradshaw rookie?
Was he?
I think so.
And we'd have to check that out. Obviously, they have the best offensive line in the NFL, but here's something that really puts Ezekiel Elliott into perspective. He's going to break the record held by Dickerson.
You think so?
I think so.
Wow.
Yeah. He's 200 yards?
No. He's got more than that, doesn't he?
No, I think.
Oh, you mean the rookie rushing record?
Rookie rushing record.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for easily.
Right. Think of who's
yeah.
in front of him. Just Peterson and Dickerson.
Yeah, that's crazy, right?
That's how good this kid is. Right. It's the rookie record. You're absolutely right.
Well, the funny thing is, like, you watch those Cowboy games, you watch that offensive line. Like, if you watch the line, bro, it's ridiculous. It's like they're like a big, a sled moving forward.
Right, bro. How about this one? How about disingenuous Romo? Yeah, I understand that, Dak's the quarterback. I'm going to back him up. And the next day you find out he's trying to go to Houston.
Yeah, right. Well,
you can't blame him. But,
no. They get a good team.
Just didn't seem very sincere now that when he said that.
No.
You know what? I can't believe Arizona, so much talent and only 4 wins.
Yeah, they've had a lot of injuries at wide receiver.
The 4 wins.
Yeah, but what happens, man? Some teams are good. They click in the next season. They just things go bad, bro. The coach had heart.
Look at Carolina.
Yeah. The coach had heart problems after the game. How crazy is that?
Yeah. Now listen, here's a question. Now, you know that I'm a Miami Dolphin fan, San Diego Chargers, Oakland Raiders. But is Miami for real or not?
Well, I mean, they're 0-2 against teams that are over 500.
Right.
Oh, so they haven't played anybody.
Right. And none of the wins have been particularly impressive.
Yeah, but it's almost like that's for almost everybody in the league.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, there's a lot of parity.
Yeah, a lot of parity this year. Like the Giants are like 7-3, and they haven't played a team that's like a I don't think they played a team that has an over 500 record right now, except for the Cowboys, and they beat them for week 1. That's the only loss on the Cowboys.
How brutal is the Packers D?
Terrible.
Bro, talk about bad D. The Steelers had a league low in sack, like 15 sacks, something like that. And in the Brown games, they had 8.
Yeah, they concuss the quarterback again. Like, oh, God, the Browns are just terrible, man.
Okay, last question I want to ask you. Why are so many kickers missing extra points?
I don't know. That was crazy this week.
There must have been more than 10 games where
they missed 12 extra points.
12. There you go.
That's a 32-yard kick.
Right.
That's just nothing. I mean, literally, you could take if you give me about 10 practice. I would bet that I would make it if you give me 10 practice tries.
You know what's a good thing about this now? The kick that we were like, okay, it's a given. Now you're actually watching it.
Well, this was Bill Belichick's idea. Yeah. You know, when he went to the competition committee a couple of years ago, he said, let's make it a competitive play.
Right.
And that's what it is. It's a competitive play now. I love the drama, man. It's like they have to make their especially a kicker that's missed a few this year, so you know what's in his head. I can't wait for the playoffs to come around when they start thinking about it. Some of these teams, good teams with bad kickers,
right?
And they're going to have to worry about every extra point. You know.
Right. Now, how have you been doing on DraftKings?
All right. I mean, DraftKings, it's tough, but it's the destination for 1 week fantasy football. You know, my regular fantasy team is crap. So, with DraftKings, you don't have to worry. There's no season long commitments. All my injuries don't matter in DraftKings because I can draft a new team every single week. It's a brand new season every single week at DraftKings. And this week's exciting. If you hurry up and get to DraftKings, there's a good Thanksgiving Day slate. For the Thanksgiving Day games, you can play a 1-day contest of just all the 3 Thanksgiving Day games. Pick your players, enter a contest. You can play against friends. You can play cash games. You can play the ones I like I've told you, my favorite ones are the 50-50 contests.
Right, I like that.
Where the top half of all entries win cash. So you could on Thursday you can take enter a contest with 100 people, draft the best players. And basically, if you finish 51 or 49 or better, you're going to double your money. It's awesome. So if your fantasy team, your regular drafted fantasy team is terrible, every week at DraftKings is a new season. It's a new league, and you can win huge cash prizes every single week at DraftKings.
And all you got to do is use the magic word Konnan, Konnan. That's your code at DraftKings.com, and they'll let you play for free with your first deposit. That's Konnan, Konnan, and play for free for your share of over $100,000. More money than Disco Inferno grossed in his entire career. They're giving it all away this weekend. DraftKings.com right now. DraftKings.com. Eligibility restrictions may apply. See the website for details.
DraftKings, boom.
Oh, I forgot to give my picks this week.
Oh, yes. Real quick,
if you get into Thanksgiving on a Thursday night, take the Steelers. We're going to go back to our Pittsburgh stack. Even though they're worse on the road, I like them indoors. So take Roethlisberger, Brown, Eli Rogers, and Le'Veon Bell in a big stack.
Oh, that's nice right there. That's a very good. Yes. Boom.
How about you, Kevin? Who do you like?
What?
He's always got his mouth full. Boom.
I got a question for you.
Another one. KG, are you ready? Underwears, mattresses, bed sheets.
What, marital aids?
Right. He ain't even. What's next? Go ahead.
What's the best thing you bought for $3.99?
Not much.
Probably
Not much.
Veggie wrap.
Well, I bought CISO. CISO has a nearly endless supply of top shelf comedy. I mean, literally months worth of exclusive originals, face melting stand up, next day late night, and a great catalog of classics.
Oh wait, that's CISO, right? They spell it SEESO. I heard about this. It's an ad-free streaming service, and they have the hilarious original joints, but they also have hand-picked classics weeks of stand-up specials, and more. It's like bingeable comedy, you know what I'm saying? You could just download it in mass quantities, anytime, anywhere with CISO.
Yo, that's the place for comedy, man. They're amazing. CISO's amazing. I've been checking it out. It's comedy for comedy nerds by comedy nerds. Boom.
Yeah, they got like every episode of SNL ever.
Even British comedies like The Office with Ricky Gervais or the Monty Python catalog. The It Crowd, you know?
Right.
I'll tell you what, you know what show I've been watching?
Which one?
I watched Hidden America with Jonah Ray. It's a CISO original.
Right.
You want to know what it's about?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Jonah Ray takes you on a comedic journey throughout America on Hidden America with Jonah Ray.
Right.
Only on CISO. Hidden America is a fake travel show where the places are real, get this, but the people are not. It's hysterical.
That sounds funny already.
It's funny. The
Yeah.
critics have confirmed it. Quote, CISO's new travel show parody is a long-awaited gut punch for every Bourdain addict. So basically, they're doing the parody of like the Bourdain show, and it's hysterical. And the critics have also called it, quote, the best new televised travel series isn't a real travel series, and it's not on TV. It's Hidden America, and it's on CISO, unquote.
Boom.
That's amazing, right? So you were talking about the best thing you ever spent $3.99 on. What it sounds like CISO's putting on their Santa hats. They're giving all the listeners of Keeping It 100 2 free months, 60 free days of CISO service if you just use that promo code podcast1 at checkout. That's PODCASTONE. Just go to CISO.com right about now and sign up and get your 2 months free. That'll take you through the holidays into the new year with the promo code podcast1 at checkout. One more time if you missed it, CISO.com, promo code podcast1, ONE.
Yo, and check out the next big names in comedy before they made it big, like Louis C.K., Hannibal Buress, Chelsea Peretti, Amy Schumer, Bo Burnham, and so many more. Boom.
You'll literally LOL when you listen to CISO.
Get your laugh on for free. Very excited to welcome a wrestling historian, a wrestling documentarian, a wrestling journalist. I'm talking about the one and only Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer newsletter. We talk about everything from his ruthless Twitter game on to breaking it down on Goldberg and the Survivor Series. Send a tweet at Dave Meltzer, WON, CC Konnan 5150, The Real Disco, OG Kevin Gill. Let us know what you thought of this conversation.
First of all, Dave, you know that I gave you the nickname Dave Gin and Juicin' and Molly Meltzer, right?
Of course I know that.
Okay. I have now added Surly to it because I am a humongous fan at your answers to fans. Like yesterday on Twitter, your Twitter game is super mean, and this one guy was asking you something, you go, maybe you should get better informed. Knowledge is your best friend or something like that. Awesome.
Yeah, reading is your friend. I know, because it's people always like will say, you said, you know, this and this, and it's like, I never said, like, usually it's like I never said it, and it's like, you know, there's stories that go around that almost become fact.
Right.
That, you know, and in wrestling, you know how that is, that they're just like things that people go, oh, you know, Konnan said blah, blah, blah. And, you know, you're probably thinking to yourself, like, I never said anything. And sometimes it's like the exact opposite of what you might have said. So
I know, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Half of your answers is you saying, I never said that. And Disco just went through that too, because some guy were like, oh, you said this about Hogan. And then Disco's tweeting back, tell me where I saw it. And it ended up with the guy going, oh, I think I read a variation of it. Well, bro.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, well, for example, like the thing, the guy said, he goes, you said Hogan wasn't racist. I said,
Right,
no. I said my exact quote was, in 7 years of working with Hulk Hogan, I never saw a single racist thing from him. I didn't say he wasn't.
There's your answer.
That's my answer. That's that's it. Right. So, but people
tell him
will
how
say,
it ended.
You know,
tell him how
the guy said, oh, then the guy basically just relented and said, oh, I think I heard that from somebody else.
Right.
I'm like, oh, we'll just give us, it's not hard fact checking, especially with Google these days,
Yeah.
Let me get to the big news. Obviously, what did you think of that finish yesterday?
The Goldberg match?
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't see it coming, but when I saw it, it was like shocking. I mean, immediately. I mean, the two things was, number one, the crowd loved it, and number two, it was just like it was something I didn't think that they would ever do. I never even really thought about them doing it because it's just out of character. But when they did it, it was like, wow, that's great. So that was kind of like my reaction. I mean, it's like that is how Bill Goldberg got over.
Right.
And when they had him in 2003, they decided that didn't work or it wouldn't work in their company. So, and Bill never was over anywhere close to as much in WWE as he was in WCW, not even a smidgen. So to me, you just like look back and go, okay.
Fault.
Yeah. I always thought that booking Bill Goldberg short term is the easiest thing in the world because everyone knows how it works. Long term, if long term's like a year, that's a different story. Right. But short term, it's easy to get him over because you know exactly how to do it. Right. And they did it. And I give all credit in the world to Brock. He could have thrown a fit and probably got it changed. But I think Brock and Heyman and everyone like that, that's business.
Right.
Well, Dave, you made a good point. That, and plus, I think they're learning from the mistake they brought Brock back the first time after he won the UFC title, when they had him just lose to John Cena, like in a wrestling match. So that was a mistake. But then they turned Brock into the killer. Kind of like the UFC guy that may just snap at any moment. So if you're going to bring, if you were going to bring Bill Goldberg in to wrestle Brock Lesnar and you had that thing slated for 16 minutes, it's like you were just basically, it's a recipe for disaster. Like there was probably a 5% chance it could have been good. But if you're going to bring Bill Goldberg back, bring Bill Goldberg back. But Bill Goldberg, the people that drew money, killed guys.
The whole deal is was Bill, willing to stay, and could they sign him for more dates? Because if it was a one and done, obviously you wouldn't do this. But because it's not a one and done, the first role is to Brock Lesnar's already over. People are going like, what kills Brock Lesnar doesn't kill Brock Lesnar. Obviously, he's already over. He's a star. So the idea is that you tell everyone that the Bill Goldberg that you remember is still Bill Goldberg, as opposed to, like you said, in a 15-minute match, a lot could go wrong. And how does that build for a rematch? This has everyone talking, and you've got a situation where, you've got the obvious thing. It's like everyone's seen real fights now. So they understand that, and pro wrestling should be like real fights to a degree, in the sense of he got the jump, flukes happen, and he can say it's a fluke. If he'd lost like this back and forth, near fall, 16-minute match, that probably wouldn't have been as good as a lot of the matches on the show. It would have just been another match.
And which you've already seen on the show. Right. How many false finishes were they kicking out of in every match?
Yeah, but that was every match on the show. It was different from everything on the show, and it was just it was a situation where you knew exactly what it is, and Brock's got the thing of, okay, I got caught, but next time I'm not going to get caught, and it's going to be a different match, and people will accept that and just go, okay, what's going to happen next time? And the point is that you've got Bill Goldberg now as a superstar, without a doubt now, whereas before, there was some hesitation. Well, we haven't seen him in all these years, and it's like, and this business, like, you want good guys up and down the show, but this business, when it's at its hottest, is because superstars get over to a huge degree. We saw it with Rock and Austin. We don't, and if you have a chance to make someone a superstar, not everyone can be like that level superstar. Not everyone can be that. Bill was that, and now he is again.
And it's still a name, and it's still a name-driven business. Here's the thing: not only did you have people talking, you have people guessing, and you saw history. And I don't know if you saw all the stuff he did in ESPN, bro. He went on ESPN, and everybody on there was marking out for him, including Stephen A. Smith, who's like one of the big names there.
Yeah.
No, they don't usually mark out over wrestlers like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's Bill left at the top, so to speak, and when he was gone, you become more mysterious than if you're there all the time. There's, I always thought Hogan was smart. I think he extended his career and his, at the top by, getting mad and leaving, because then people, when's Hogan come back? If you're there 15 straight years and you never leave,
how can they miss you? If you never leave, how can they miss you?
Exactly. Well, that when you had that second run, what was it, like 2005? If you had never left, you'd have never had that second run in AAA.
Right. Hunter's doing the same thing right now. He pedigreed the guy. Where is he? When's he coming back?
When football season's over, probably.
Right, exactly.
So, once you're over, it doesn't matter. You can do this. You can lose this fast because you're over. You're like immune to it.
Dave. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
KG had a question. Do you want me to ask him, or you want to ask him?
Yeah, sure. I was just about to ask. I was curious, Dave, your take on a lot of people have raised the counterpoint of, it was totally awesome, but not, in other words, letting the Lesnar defeat go to someone who's also a part-timer, not building maybe to something that led to one of their own talent becoming a superstar, instead of the true superstars being from different eras making some current people superstars. What's your take on that side of things?
Hey, believe me, that's a very valid point. And I thought about that as well, in the sense that, because, with me, one of my thoughts is that Brock shouldn't lose until you have a guy who you think can benefit from the win. Like when people are going like Randy Orton should beat Brock, and it's like Randy Orton's the one guy who shouldn't beat Brock. Randy Orton's going to be over whether he wins or loses, and he's not going to be, but now if it was Samoa Joe, maybe Nakamura, maybe even stronger. So, yes, you could have done that, but, in their mind and in Brock's mind, I think he thinks that he can do a monster program with Goldberg, who's already proven. The other guys are not proven at that level. They could be. But I do understand that mentality, because there was a thing when it's over, it's like kind of like, okay, so you got that thing where you got your Undertaker and you got Brock and now you got Bill Goldberg and maybe, and you had Sting and all this and Triple H, and you've got these guys and they're portrayed as bigger than the current stars. And that is a problem. That is an issue. You want like you want Roman Reigns there, but they haven't got anyone there.
Dave, I'm going to tell you what they're doing. They're going for the super fights, for the money fights, just like they do in UFC. You
have to.
Yeah. Is Khabib going to be? Who would Conor rather fight, Khabib or GSP?
There you go. I don't think that if Brock ends up winning the program and Bill is gone and Brock wins, let's say Brock wins 2 out of 3. In the end, Brock is still strong. And when the time comes and you've got the right guy, he can beat Brock at a WrestleMania on a big stage, maybe not in 2 minutes, but, it might be a guy who can have a better match with him in long term in a long match.
Or Dave, now that Goldberg got the rub from Brock before he leaves, he can give the rub to Samoa Joe or Nakamura.
For not even that.
True.
Well,
that's
not even
true.
that. Just think about this from a math standpoint. Bro, you've got a large market of 35 to 50-year-old males that watched wrestling that don't watch it anymore. How many 9.99s can you get from that, probably like that large market of people that are Bill Goldberg fans that found out about this? You know what I'm saying? I think it's a huge.
We'll find out. There's an argument.
Yeah.
Plus, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't Goldberg sell a shitload of DVDs too?
About 2 years ago when they put out the Goldberg DVD, it was the best-selling DVD that they had done for a talent in several years. Yeah, so that tells you that the WWE modern audience had a nostalgia for Bill. Because again, sometimes with Vince, he doesn't realize it because he was never there during Bill's heyday. He didn't understand Sting. He was never as hot on Sting. Then when Sting got there and got over, it was a different story. But they made the mistake when Sting lost to Triple H in the first match to me, and that was a huge mistake. And if I mean, with Bill, they didn't make that mistake. And Bill is a lot more valuable now than Sting because of it.
Right. What did you think of the match with Jericho and Roman Reigns and that match? What was it, the Survivor Series match?
It was wild as hell. Long, really long. I thought I give credit to the guys because sometimes, if you book a match 52 minutes, it can drag. And I think there might have been a moment here and there where it did in Shane McMahon. I mean, but the people love Shane McMahon. I mean, technically, he was all over the place.
Right.
But yeah, there's a lot of craziness. I thought in the end it was a great match.
Much love to Dave Meltzer, shining the light into the darkness and bringing out the truth, the facts, and the stories behind the game of professional wrestling. Check him out on WrestlingObserver.com. And, of course, we encourage you to tweet Dave Meltzer, W-O-N. That's Dave Meltzer, W-O-N, and that stands for Wrestling Observer Newsletter. Tweet him. Let him know what you thought about his appearance and count down the days till Dave Meltzer returns to Keeping It 100 with Konnan.
Hey, man, I was thinking about getting a new TV for Christmas, man. You've seen some of these fresh 65-inch TVs over on Amazon.com?
Yes, they are dope.
Yeah, and this is important too because Friday is the big shopping day.
You could say it is Black Friday.
Black Friday. Okay, Monday's Cyber Monday, and the traffic's ridiculous and everything. So the best thing to do is just stay home and use our Amazon links when you go shopping this holiday season. And it's very simple. You just go to the Podcast One homepage. Click on the Killer Deals button in the upper right hand corner and click on our link. The Keepin' It 100 link is in alphabetical order. We got links for United States, UK, and Canada. And there's so many things you can buy, bro. They're great prices. There's gonna be tons of sales. They ship the stuff to your door. Kevin, tell me about you're like a gold member or whatever you call it on Amazon or something. What is it now?
Amazon Prime I belong to, so I get everything shipped at 2-day service, and then I get a whole huge video and music library on demand for free.
Yeah.
So
it's awesome.
I order everything from there. I don't go to the store. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's like getting the new WWE game or Call of Duty or even this new TV I'm looking at, I just order it all on Amazon. It gets delivered, and it's no hassle because I don't like going to the store. I can't front.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to get a TV. I want to get you something here, Disco. Remember the
Christmas present.
Christmas present, right? Yeah. Did you ever see the thing that Borat wore? That one-piece thing that he wore in
the G-string thing that comes over the shoulders?
Well, it's actually called an ultra-thin underpants piece. That's what it's actually called. Just what color do you like it in?
I don't want that.
You wouldn't want that.
No,
you wouldn't wear that.
No, I would not want that. I would like you to buy me a nice electronic gift, like a
vibrator.
You know what? You just don't even buy me anything, because what you're going to do is it's going to be a joke.
Don't be a Grinch.
Don't be a Grinch.
The holidays, Disco, lighten up.
Don't. Okay. You're gonna buy me something.
Give me 3 things to pick from. 3 things, and I'll get you one of them.
An iPad.
Right.
I want speakers for my cell phone.
Under $50.
No.
Including tax and shipping.
iPad.
Time.
And I want a
iPad's over $50.
Yeah, and I want it.
Wait a minute. I just put a price tag on there. So if you want to, under $50.
Yeah, and I do need you know what I do need?
Yes.
I do need some candles.
Some disco candles.
I gotta admit it, I do need some new candles.
Okay, disco candles on the way.
The other thing, too, is you could just go to the Keepin' It 100 show page on podcast1.com, and there's a Killer Deals link right there, too, if you want to peep it. But that's all you got to do. Just go to podcast1.com, click on that Killer Deals button in the upper right-hand corner, and then it'll click you on through to Amazon. You do all your shopping. You pay no extra fees. There's no hidden charges. It's you doing the regular shopping you do and getting all the great service you get from Amazon, and them throwing a little bit back so that me and Konnan and Disco can get some snacks.
Boom. All right, man. Tremendous show, man. We went over Goldberg. We had some Hoobylicious. We clapped back at our boy Cyrus. We had some Lance Storm. Oh, our boy Surly Dave Molly, Gin and Juice and Molly Meltzer came around. It was a great show, man. I hope people are listening to this during Thanksgiving, enjoying some good football and some good turkey with the Fam Bam. And where can people find you, D.I.?
You can catch me on @TheRealDisco on Twitter. @DiscoMasterGG was my haircut and hot shave blog on Instagram.
And can I make the announcement or no?
What? Go ahead.
Okay, the haircut, the hot shave, and pedicure is soon coming too.
Yeah, no pedicure. See what you do? You're trying to embarrass me. You're trying to make
No
it sound like
okay, so you want to look nice with the hair and the facial, but you don't take care of the toes. Women like that. Women like to take care of their stuff, bro. They don't want,
You know what? Now that I think about it, maybe I'll get a pedicure, and maybe I might turn my my Instagram into my haircut, hot shave, and foot fetish blog.
And why don't you go bring back the old streaks in the hair?
No, I'm not going to do that. You can also catch me if you're in Vegas. I work at Sapphire Gentlemen's Club during the week. You can call 702-303-3430. We'll send a free limo to come pick you up and get you in for free and get you a free drink. Also, if I'm there, the special thing for the people that come to see me is number one, I will shake your hand.
Right.
And number two, I will let you take a picture with me. And number three, if you're an attractive girl, I might give you a free hug.
Right.
And if you are engaging and intelligent and not an idiot, I might engage you in conversation for a period of 1 to 3 minutes.
And Sapphire's open on Thanksgiving.
Right. Yes, it is. It's open on Thanksgiving. Yes.
Since Disco's always in a giving mood, young gentleman, he has been known to give out on Thanksgiving the specialty, the cranberry and pumpkin pie hand job.
Okay, you're just trying to embarrass me. And it's a festive occasion. It's everything. Also you can catch me this week. There should be fireworks after the burial on the Russo Brand podcast on the Lion, Tigers, Bears, and Dirt show. I will be confronting him about, and because like I said, it's going to be a therapy session.
I'm going to listen to the show. I'm going to actually listen to this.
Yes.
When does it come out? When and where?
Monday on Podcast One.
Monday on
Podcast One. Yes.
Monday on Podcast One. Okay, now. Real quick, KG, you want to tell people they can watch this Realm show for Vince Russo so they can see what we're critiquing?
Definitely, yeah. You just go to the Realm Network, RELM network.com, and they have all the Russo-related content and media there for you, including Rocky Mountain Pro. Not to be confused with Smoky Mountain Pro. Not to be confused with Kingpin and the other guy.
Yeah. And I bury some of the – honestly, I'll bury – I'm kind of in character a little bit when I bury the people on the show, but they do have the one kid. This one kid, Sammy Sixguns, is really good.
Which one was he?
Sammy. I forget his name.
But which character was he on the show? The first show.
I forget his name.
Was he the old school guy?
No. You'll see him. But he's worked here in Vegas before.
But did he do like a segment or something? Or
he's on the show. Yeah, he was on. So.
Yeah, what an impression. He doesn't remember.
Because I watched the show. What he did. I watched the, I watched the 20-minute version, so.
Hell of a.
But I don't watch the show. I'm going to watch the rest of it.
You're Vince Russo's friend, but we each watched 60 minutes of his show and multiplied by Shane Helms. We put in 180 minutes of our time, and you put in 20, and he's your super homie.
No, I put in way more.
The caliber of person that you are.
I put in way more than that, though, because I've been watching the previous stuff. So that's so I've invested a lot more into it.
Yeah, he was tortured enough.
He's a fake friend.
Right.
We'll no hashtag fake friend.
Right.
And as for me, your boy KG, I'm on Twitter at OG Kevin Gill, and you can always check out the Kevin Gill Show on iTunes and Audio Boom. This week with Matt Riddle, last week with Vince Russo, who said the word bro over 132 times in a 60-minute interview. We counted. And over on Fight TV, 2 of the shows I just did commentary on are now available if you want to watch some wrestling over Thanksgiving. All Pro Wrestling's 11-11 with MVP, Cody Rhodes, Joey Ryan, and a whole lot more, as well as Pro Wrestling Revolution, which I called Solo. That was headlined by Super Crazy. That was all the bomb. And, of course, DignifiedBastard.com is the place to pick up KG shirts and hoodies, and it's a free signed DVD with every shirt or hoodie for the month of November, DignifiedBastard.com. And Konnan, I wanted to send a shout out to your homie from Lucha Underground, Big Rick. He's running his first show this weekend for his Brickhouse Productions, Monstars Inc. It's going down November 26th in Redwood City, California. It features Tyler Rex, Jacob Fatu, and of course Big Rick. And more information is at Brickhouse Pro, BRYCK, housepro.com. Shout out to Big Rick.
Good luck, Rick. Do your thing. All right, man. And that's it for this show. Hope you guys are having a great Thanksgiving, a great weekend, and we will catch you next time on Keepin' It 100 with Konnan. Disco Inferno and Kevin Gill. Boom.
Get your disco candles. Boom.
That's disrespectful. Very disrespectful.
Everyone at Keepin' It 100 would like to thank Peter Melnick from the Audibly Exquisite podcast, Dylan Webster, a.k.a. DRW, the force behind Ryback's new theme music, which is available, of course, on iTunes right now. It's called Feeding Time. And our homie Mark Colon from the Podcast About Nothing on Twitter at Pan Podcast. Put some gravy on it. Download new episodes of Keepin' It 100 with Konnan every Thursday on podcast1.com. Rate, review, and subscribe on iTunes. Peace out. We'll see you next week.
From La Lucha Libre to the WCW, got not to hit the straight up loving you. And from the Orale Ese to the yes, yes, yo. Who wants to step to my homeboy K-Dog and get slammed on the mat? Get your whole head cracked. The way man once last vocals on a filter soul track. I step into the ring yelling Orale. From Mexico all the way to the U.S.
Jeff Hardy's going to wrestle in Tijuana on Saturday. So I asked him to send me a video. As you know, Jeff Hardy is one of those guys, am I right or not, Shane, that's not easy to get a hold of, right?
Very difficult.
Right.
You could be beside that motherfucker. It's hard to get a hold of.
Tremendous. So like Raven, he's very difficult to get a hold of, right? That you were with him this week at that place.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, listen to this, Shane. We always do, I don't know if you ever heard in the show, like we'll do little drops where a guy will say, yeah, this is so-and-so, listen to Keepin' It 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
So usually when people are in San Francisco, KG will go there and he'll get all of those, right? So Disco went over here to the East Coast. How many wrestlers were there, would you say, that you knew, D.I.?
A decent amount, yeah.
Decent amount. I go, bro, can you get me some drops? He got me one from Scott Hall, one from a fan, okay, and one from Raven that said absolutely nothing.
That was Raven's. You should hear Raven's drop. He like literally just would not do a drop, and then after it's over, like he wouldn't say anything. He goes, "How was that?" He didn't say anything. Brutal. He goes, "How was that?"
Oh, but I go, try to get as many drops as you can. He brought me one with no sound, one with a guy that said absolutely nothing. I don't know how we play that, and then a good one from Scott Hall. I love when he keeps referring to himself as the bad guy.
Right.
Okay, and a fan.
The fan was putting us over though.
So listen to this. So Hardy, I needed to get a video for Tijuana because that's how we sell our tickets. By putting the video up on our Facebook page and shit. And so let me just say this. If anybody wants a killer promo, hire either the Young Bucks or the Hardy Boys. Because not only was that promo they did hilarious when they were going to do the super kick party with the Young Bucks. Remember they were hitting the little triangle like it was a 10-bell salute or whatever. Remember that?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so Hardy shows up, usually when people send you a video, and this, they're doing it in front of a door with the dog barking, and go, bro, come on, do something outside, nice, cool, different, So Hardy comes in, he's in a room, which I'm pretty sure you've seen, that's got all these paintings of like faces. And then next to it, it had like willow masks, like on these little heads. And then it had a microphone. So he came out and he's like, yo, in Tijuana, we're going to wrestle this guy and that guy. He goes, and I'm not sure who you are, Jeff Cobb, but, I'm not sure who you are, Jeff Cobb. And the reason I say that, Shane, is because Disco doesn't like that name, Jeff Cobb. Okay? So I'm thinking to myself, bro, you wrestled in Yakima, Washington 3 weeks ago, and Jeff Cobb was in the dressing room with you. He did a whole thing, bro. He did a whole thing of, he got on the microphone and he sang the obsolete song. It was a production. It wasn't just a promo. It was a production. It was awesome, bro.
So, you're supposed to do a drop. Keepin' It 100 with Konnan. Thank you.
Big listener, Keepin' It 100, big supporter, love the show. K-Dog, Konnan, keep it up, man. Kevin Gill, all you guys, Disco, you guys are great, man. By far the most entertaining podcast I've ever listened to.
What about the Hoobie segment?
Oh man, the Hulu segment, man. He just replays his Twitter handle, and oh my God, it's just the greatest segment ever. I think that's the most entertaining thing on a weekly basis. Like, don't ever get rid of it because it's great. It's great, man.
November the 26th, Tijuana, Mexico. Crash Promotions. It's going to be yours truly, Jeff Hardy, the charismatic enigma, a.k.a. Brother Nero. Rey Mysterio. Rey Fenix takes on an old friend, Teddy Hart, and one of my favorites of all time, Psychosis. And Jeff Cobb, whoever you are, you're soon to find out about deletion. So with that said, I have one message for the three of you. It goes a little something like this.
You'll fade away and classify yourselves as obsolete. Obsolete! You'll fade away and classify yourselves as obsolete. Obsolete! You'll fade away and classify yourselves as obsolete. Obsolete!
See you soon.
Stay tuned for 60-second AP News headlines.
AP Update, I'm Ross Simpson. Gatlinburg, Tennessee is being gutted by an out-of-control wildfire that has killed at least 3 people and destroyed more than 150 structures, including homes and businesses. Tennessee Governor Bill Haslam says the fires are devastating parts of Gatlinburg and nearby Pigeon Forge, home to Dollywood and other tourist attractions.
This area really is in everyone's heart across our country right now.
Haslam can't believe the devastation he saw by air.
When you see that number of houses that are burned out, and you can tell how fast the fire went because they're burned to a lot of them are burned to the ground. It's a little numbing, to be honest with you, to see the extent of the damage.
Gatlinburg Mayor Michael Werner has lost his home.
My business of 31 years is gone, and I know our city managers and her husband Bud's home, as Mayor Waters just said, is gone. So it's a devastating time.
I'm Ross Simpson.